Hello. We're 2 seconds in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're live. Hello.
I don't know
how
if
is everyone?
I don't know if you guys remember with the spelling bee, but I don't know if you've been watching it on repeat. But I'm kind of gutted that it wasn't really just right in there straight away, because every time I replay the video, I hear the first 20 seconds, and that's all I hear of the video. Yeah.
Huh.
Just want to leave that out there.
I was never going to bring up that spelling bee again because we were all so bad at it.
I was happy.
As a group, we sucked, bro.
It was so good.
But with your guys' help, I was better. I brought you guys down, but you guys brought me up just enough to make it.
I feel
good about it.
You guys walking through how to spell the word when I can't even remember the word that we were trying to spell, but each year I was like, man, I couldn't have figured it out without you guys. No. Team won. Teams won. That's
yeah, I mean, I was digging a hole. I wasn't even trying to accumulate points. I was just going down.
I was just getting my little live stream going to actually watch the episode. Which if anyone
good reminder.
Joined us, they can also do that.
I'm going to watch it on television, old school.
What time's it on?
OG.
Yeah.
What time's it on?
It's on after what's on now.
It's on at 8:30.
25 minutes.
Yeah, the time keeps changing every week. If you guys hadn't noticed,
look at this old school thing that I'm operating.
Whoa, Jeff Sky.
Jeez.
I don't have Sky.
A decoder.
My phone.
Stop it.
Where's Guy?
No, he said this isn't important and we can go fuck ourselves. So
I think he told the nation to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. And
so
he said
rude.
he prefers Vegemite and Marmite sucks. He said that. And he said Australia came up with pavlova.
Oh my God. That is treason in itself.
Man.
Yeah,
hey,
I'm going to use... I didn't say that.
I'm going to use this moment right now to do a disclaimer to anyone that's watching, either on Twitch or YouTube. Hello, thanks for joining us. We're just going to be here talking. Please get the stream going on TVNZ or watch on your normal TV. Do it old school like us. And if you're overseas, this first bit might be boring or it might not. Who knows? But we'll answer some of your questions later in the thing. Cool. That's done. Hi, everyone.
Dylan says on this thing, be warned, the TV is about a minute ahead of the live stream.
Whoa.
So I'm going old school, but I'm ahead. See, I'm behind, but I'm ahead.
However, physically, we're ahead of the television stream, aren't we? Because we know what happens. So we could just blow this whole thing right now.
Yeah.
We really could.
I posted on my Instagram a bit of a spoiler alert on who wins.
Yeah,
I saw that. I
posted a photo and I said,
butthole...
here's the winner. It's in this photo. So
my butthole puckered when I saw that photo. I was like, oh, can you tell who wins?
Yeah.
I don't think
no,
you can.
I think you can. I think you can. I mean, go check it out. On my Instagram, Urzila Carlson, you'll find me.
I think you can tell because the real winner on the day was friendship. Yeah.
I mean, sure, it was friendship, but it was also, like the real winner.
Someone won.
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh my God.
Oh, someone wants a close up of my makeup. Well, not that eye. That one. Oh no, not that one. That one. There you go. That's fine.
Good on Paul for taking so many photos with his old school 90s camera. Oh, it looks so good. All of the photos that you guys are putting up.
Stunning.
Hi, Tom. Tom says hi, Urzila. I say hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello from the Philippines.
Yeah, we have someone from Seattle.
Kumusta?
David, what is your background? Yeah, David, it is him.
What is my background? Just me and my duck. I don't want to show you fucks all my hallway. So
it looks like he's sitting in a gay sauna. That's why.
It does. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, show us your gay sauna.
It looks like a gay
all
sauna.
The men in the background. It's not that it's wooden paneling. It's just all the men that keeps walking behind you.
You're not wrong. The amount of people that have commented on it.
Yeah, and we're in lockdown. We're like, why have you got all these dudes? Look at that. Some would say too much wood. Yeah.
This is the main hallway in my flat with a group of 4 other people that I live with. This is like the room.
Yeah.
I love the wooden aesthetic. I think it's great.
It looks like an old school library. Where the fuck did he
David, do
go
something
now?
funny.
There you go.
Walk funny down the hallway.
It's quite a wide hallway.
Yeah.
Usually I come to Brazil, I will. Tim, I'm on my way. I can't even get out of my fucking yard. We're in lockdown. Whereas Guy, for those who are late to the game, Guy got up. We said we're streaming it to fans, and he's like, "Oh, fuck the fans," and he just walked out.
Yeah, he called you guys cunts. He said cunts
Yeah,
so
like
many
he literally
times.
said he hated everyone.
Yeah, we're like, dude, pull it back, man. These people are our friends, and he's like, "Nah, fuck them," and he just walked out.
Yeah, it was scary, like how misogynistic and homophobic it got near the end. I was like, Ish is in the room, Guy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
Wild.
it was really hurtful.
To all our overseas friends watching, we're all stuck in lockdown at the moment, which is why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd potentially be in the same room, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Naked.
Okay.
I mean,
and-
Oiled up,
David
oiled
and
up.
Guy would definitely be naked.
Well, we'll be wearing ties. We'd be wearing ties to the party. It'd be
Yeah.
it'd be a formal event.
That was
Dick ties.
Dick ties. Yeah. Oh man, you could really tell what we were dealing with the size of ties that Guy and I put out, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone was that surprised.
Hey, so what did you guys
Honey
do
nuts
today?
gang. What was that?
What did
sorry?
we do today?
What did you do today? Just to get us off the dick chat.
Yeah.
Well, that won't. Well, that
Oh,
won't get us
someone
off the
says,
dick chat.
Laura, can you fix your mic? It keeps hitting your collar. Jesus, Laura.
Oh shit! Is it coming through this mic? Sorry,
Yeah.
darling. I thought it was coming through the
Oh,
computer.
it's not me. It's Louise that said that. I can hear the rustling. That's why I'm holding my mic away. But I didn't know it was yours.
Whoops! I did have a better mic plugged in, but you guys couldn't hear it.
Yeah, this
Oh.
one does sound clearer. It is
Tech
picking
support's
everything
coming
up.
in.
Yeah.
Careful of the cat. Look.
Man,
Hello.
someone said in the chat that they're watching from every street.
Oh, every street in Dunedin. Andy Bay. Beautiful.
How about now? Has the banging stopped? I'm moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Is that better?
It's
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Thanks. See, this is the good having a live comment feed.
Yeah, I love it.
Is Guy going to be coming in from a kid's bedroom? Is that what's happening over there? What is that?
Yeah, he's tucking Olive in.
Yeah. That's his, I think that's his little backpack.
That's his little backpack.
Yeah.
How cute.
So all the comedy gold gets
That's
stolen.
actually shout out to Boners of the Heart. That's
Oh, is
that
that a
tote
Boners-
bag. Yeah, that's Alice
Oh,
Steddon and
wow.
Rose Matafeo.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, who's in the hunt to win tonight? Am I in the hunt?
I actually think it's
We
all
all
pretty.
know I'm the one that wins.
Jesus.
Sorry, guys. It just slipped out. No, there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people watching, is there? What's the number here? What 12?
There's
How
a
many
few
people-
hundred
Oh,
right now watching this part.
So, sorry, guys.
So
Sorry
you've
about
just ruined the whole freaking thing. 10 weeks of bullshit. And you just
Look,
blew it for 200 people. You muppet.
I'm so fucking sorry, guys. I'm just. Let's
right back.
pretend this didn't happen.
All right, cat check. Someone wants a cat check.
Guy's in the hunt. I was talking to Guy today. He reckoned he was going to take it out. He was on my radio show.
Yeah,
There he is.
nice one.
This is Martin Mango.
Hi, Martin. I'll show people my cat.
Yes.
Oh, hey, guy.
Nice of you to join us.
Yeah, no one was talking about you while you weren't here.
We only said really good things.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I said no one drag him.
I appreciate that. I'm sick and tired of being dragged all the freaking
Yeah,
time.
man. I said you've got enough shit to deal with. This is my cat.
Nice.
She's on a lead outside.
I was worried I
Forcing
missed the part of the stream where we saw your cat.
Yeah.
We were
Oh, wow.
kind of loosely talking about what we have all done today. And I think we didn't really get far at all.
Man,
Nice.
I was just saying, Guy, that you and me did some stuff today. Was that
talked
today
to
we
you.
chatted?
Yeah, I talked to you, but we only really talk on the phone in a professional setting. Like we've never had a phone call just between the boys.
No, I've never talked to you outside of any of you outside of professionally.
Yeah.
And,
Does this count?
no.
Is this
Professionally? Are we
professional?
professionally now?
We're not on the. This is extracurricular, surely.
Yeah, no one's paying us to do this bit.
That lunch we went to the other day before lockdown. That was professional lunch, even.
Yeah, we're not. For the record, we're not on the clock here, and we are not representing the actual show. We're just talking about,
What we're talking
Getting
about
paid for this?
just 5 friends. That's it.
ourselves.
Yeah,
This is an unofficial
yeah,
rap party of sorts.
yeah. Because we can't be
Yep.
together.
Yeah.
You guys drinking at this unofficial rap party?
No.
I did bring in a beer.
I also bought in a cheeky little shard.
I actually
I
really,
might shard later because I had a curry for lunch. So
Oh. Are you drinking some kind of moonshine there, David?
Yes, only the strongest moonshine. 150 proof.
nice.
yeah, man.
Are you on the nangs?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple of nangs. I'll do them off
got some
screen.
nangs.
Well, we could do them together off screen. Cream some
didn't.
cakes off screen. Oh, man.
We are all stuck in the Auckland lockdown, Alyssa.
Yeah. All right. You guys getting comments?
Yeah, it's there.
Yes.
If you click on the chat thing, you'll see them. They're all
So,
there.
You get
Private
there's-
is us and stream is them.
Oh, stream. Oh,
So we're
man.
going to answer questions kind of once the show's done, but we're also just taking little bits now as it comes in, because why not?
Yeah.
What's that?
Hey Matt, we've seen each other outside of professional setting.
Yeah, we
So
have,
you're in a
haven't
movie
we?
premiere.
Yeah, that's right.
What
What was that movie? That Black Widow?
No, it was
Fast and
Suicide
Furious?
Squad.
Oh, Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
film.
That was
Oh,
good.
and I saw you at that swingers party at Jeremy's house. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun for you guys. I was
Yeah.
just
you
in
were-
the corner.
Yeah.
When you
Very
hired as a
good.
butler that night?
This is your dick in your hand crying.
Yeah.
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 It's like, who's your friend? The crying dick
Yeah.
guy. That's Matt.
Yeah. I was happy to be invited, but I was hoping for a little bit more.
Oh, you weren't invited. You just showed up. Remember?
Well, I was glad to not be asked to leave.
Yes, that's right.
Similar.
Our ad just came on TV. I could see us.
That's
Oh,
sick.
I'm on the live stream, so it's slightly delayed. It's still Celebrity Treasure Island for me.
So
Have
do
you
we-
guys been watching CTI?
Is that
That's an acronym for Celebrity Treasure Island.
Yes, I watched it the
I've
other
watched-
day.
Yeah, I've watched a couple.
We were actually messaging in our thread about if any of us would ever do such a thing to ourselves. I, of course, am a huge advocate. I'd love it. I would love to do it.
I said no before
Oh,
the question
put it
was
out there.
completed.
I honestly, because I was like, nah, but then when the thought came to my head, I was like, well, they've broken it down into smaller teams this time. I'm like, there would be a chance that a whole team could be the 5 friends, and in which case, that would be
fun,
pretty
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
There's always the
my
risk
friends
of
could do it. I'd do it. I'd
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
If they guaranteed the 5 of us would stay together, maybe Paul is a sidekick. Because
but
I
the-
like to have Paul there to go get us stuff. That would be
Actually, yeah, that would be that would complete the puzzle.
nice. 5 friends and Paul.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see Paul on Celebrity Treasure Island, actually.
I think he's really
He would-
keen as well.
He would kill it.
Do you reckon? He's not good in the mornings.
Absolutely. No, he's a huge fan of Survivor, so he'd be like so good. I reckon he's like got strategy, and like I said, we play board games all the time, so I just reckon he's got that type of mind you need.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Paul.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
This-
so
yeah.
likable as well. So he'll be able to like get his plans through.
Like
Quite easily.
the whole idea of a show like that is all fun and games. It's the same as I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. They ask me every year, but you can't have coffee. There's no coffee. And I know I'm going to fucking headbutt some cunt in the face before 10 a.m. if I don't have a coffee?
You can win coffee.
Yeah, but I better win it on the
Negotiate
remote
things
so I
as
can
well,
have
like-
it when I land.
Shane Warne negotiated to have his hair plugs done, like because he had to get his like he had his hair thing.
Yeah.
So in his I'm a Celebrity get out of there was a hair every 2 weeks they had to come and go. Oh, I don't know how long.
Not,
it goes,
but
every 3
not
days.
everyone's the king of spin, Matt. Not everyone's
Yeah.
Shane bloody
Yeah.
Warne.
I'm not doing it unless I can get my plugs.
His plugs look good, to be fair. He's a great advertisement for plugs. I'm thinning up top. If I get enough cash in the bank, I reckon I'd plug up.
Would you Celebrity Treasure Island for plugs? For your plugs?
Yeah, I guess. That's my charity would be my own give a little for hair plugs.
Oh, hey guys, I can see two people are waiting to join the stream. Should we let them in or should we leave them
Has it
hanging?
started? Has the show started or is this an ad? Oh,
No, the show
Just let
show
him in.
hasn't started yet. Should we let them
Let
in?
him in.
Do we
Yeah.
know them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we know them. Yes. All right, I'm letting them in. Hopefully they can
Who
hear
is it
me.
gonna
Who is
be?
that?
All right, here's one.
Oh, Paul.
Oh.
Nice. So today was casual day.
Yeah. Not for Paul.
I'm gonna let the second one in. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. It is the Taskmaster himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Incredible.
Hello,
I
Taskmaster.
cannot believe, Jeremy, that you have tethered headphones. I thought that you were doing great. But you've only got a range of mobility as far as your headphone cord. That's humiliating, surely.
You don't understand. You don't understand. I
hate
mean,
on
even for me to get these headphones on was quite impressive. Even for me to get this link up and running, it's
Oh,
taken me
that's right.
around 25 minutes or something. I had to manually type it in.
You're a Luddite. Did you actually have to type it in?
I manually had to type it in. Yeah.
Gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
hats off to you. I retract.
When was the last
I
time you
retract my
manually
statement.
typed in something that said 6XYE?
Oh my God.
KC1?
If this
Don't
is a
give it out,
task,
don't
you get 1 point. What a loser.
Watch it. You watch it.
What are you going to take
Am I in the
points off
dark?
us now?
I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
in the
in a-
dark.
You're in a dangerous zone, Jeremy. You're outside your jurisdiction, man.
Yeah.
Guys, we have to respect the Taskmaster. Okay?
Yeah.
No, we look.
No.
The show stands on him. Hello, Mr. Jeremy. Nice to see you again.
Look, nice to see you too, David. You look like one of those YouTube punishers that has the proper microphone that does the
Say, baby.
like games.
Oh, yeah.
9-year-old is really into the guys, and they've always got those mics going. It's exactly the same type of mic.
I'm trying to do that. at the moment, Jeremy. I'm trying to become a Twitch streamer. Twitch.tv/David Post Office if you want to check it out. So I'm thank you. That's a massive compliment. I look the part.
Who's
What
that
are we
guy in
on
the
now? Are
background?
we on Twitch now?
Yeah, we are.
We're
So
we're
you're-
simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube, baby.
So you'll
Ah.
see questions pop up at the side. We've all got like a little side if you open your chat. And the
Okay.
stream one, you'll notice that those are YouTube. There's YouTube icons and there's Twitch icons. So they're coming from the two different
Jesus.
platforms.
Who's
Wow.
done
Oh,
this?
there we go.
Uh,
Is this-
And if you want to catch up and watch this again later, you can either watch it on my Twitch or you can watch it on Guy's YouTube. Isn't that fun?
It's so many places.
It's a lot of fun. And I tell you what, we're going to have a lot of laughs tonight, aren't we, guys? We're going to make a lot of memories.
Mhm.
And there's going to be a lot of good times.
I've got one. There's actually one question popped up that I think we should ask because someone's asked, Jeremy, how would you go as a contestant?
Yeah.
Me.
Good, great
Your
question,
opinion
great
first,
question.
then everyone else's.
That's
Great
the question.
I think I go exceptionally well. I mean, look, I'd go. I'm just having a look around. It's safe to say I'd go way better than Matt. I'd be better than Ursula. I'd be better than Paul. I'd be way better than David. I'd be so much better
True.
than Laura, and I think I'd also be better than Guy. So I think
Wow.
I'd be better than everybody.
That's
And
great. And what I love about that answer is you showed you're working.
I reckon you'd be uniquely bad at
Yeah.
Taskmaster. Jerry, don't take this wrong, but I just think you're not smart or like dexterous or sort of good at stuff, and you don't have great ideas, and you're not a very good guy. So I think it's
Nothing personal though.
A guy who
Don't take it
personally.
can't read tasks. This is coming from a guy who didn't read one single task properly. You're
Yes.
saying that I'm not smart.
Can you seem coordinated to me, Jeremy. Would you say that's true?
Well, I'm just having a look around. I understand. I know Paul is coordinated.
He's very coordinated.
Thank you.
I know David is quite coordinated.
Mm.
I actually, you know what, Urzila as well is quite coordinated. I've seen Laura show some coordination, and I saw you with the bowling task, particularly Guy, show some extraordinary coordination. Matt's coordination is lacking, shocking,
Abysmal.
Everybody knows out of everybody's coordination, Matt has the least. There's no doubt about that.
I reckon, Paul, you would be an absolute weapon as a contestant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Although, you go ahead, Paul.
It would help knowing the tasks beforehand. I'd have a real,
that would be
real leg up.
I do also feel like, though, just from playing social football with you, that you can have quite a hot head, and there'd be some spectacular meltdowns that we could possibly enjoy.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy will have that too, because you strike me as a very competitive guy, and because Guy is quite competitive. So backstage, when the numbers didn't go his way, it did not go well backstage. He was like genuinely pissed off. He's like, "Fuck!"
I broke several chairs.
There was quite a
I
good
reckon-
question before, which was the reverse, which was which contestant would make the best taskmaster?
Oh,
I think
Right.
me, of course, because I have the anger for it.
I kind of agree.
I don't know that being angry is necessary, is it? Like, you don't need to be angry to be a
No, but you need
No,
to
but-
have a sensible authority that
Yeah.
means you could get shut down.
Yeah, if
You
I
know?
give you all 1 point, you take it and be thankful for it.
yeah.
I'll be that pissed.
Me and David were on a knockoff of Taskmaster
Oh my
TV show
God.
where I was
Oh.
the Taskmaster, but it was called something else. I can't
It's called
remember what the show was
Brainstorm.
called.
It's called Brainstorm, and
Brainstorm.
it's on TVNZ on demand as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a weird, surreal, upside down show to what we did. Matt, what was it? Mikey Havoc was in it as well.
Yeah, Mikey Havoc was in it, and
Siobhan, Donna, Alan.
Ruakiri was on there, and I was there for about 2 days. I was there for even less days than Jerry was on this Taskmaster.
Jeremy, who is that?
This is Mavis.
Mavis,
Yeah,
it's your
Mavis.
It's Mavis.
Martin, it's your girlfriend.
Where's Martin?
He's here.
Where's Martin?
I agree with Ursh being the
I'm Martin.
being a good taskmaster.
Sorry.
In terms of respect, I'd go Jeremy, and then Ursh, and then Paul, and then the other three. Same level. I respect you all.
I respect that. I respect what you're saying there, David.
Does everyone? I mean, I imagine though quietly that we all think we'd be quite good as taskmasters.
Well, it's easy, isn't it? Really.
Are the
I mean-
applications
You say that.
open?
Well, you've got to admit
See,
that out of all
that's
the
an
jobs, being a contestant or being a Paul or being the Taskmaster, in terms of how much time you spend in the rain or hanging around outside at the mansion, it's definitely the easiest.
But-
gig.
There must
might
be
think
like,
that,
I mean,
but-
Paul, you must feel this especially because you're watching us do everything. Like, I have friends who they're not comedian, just like people who are watching the show, and they mainly the thing that they say to me when they watch it is they just get frustrated they can't do the tasks. Like, all they want to do
Yeah.
is do the tasks.
Right.
Do you feel that?
I want to? No. I like to just ensure the rules are being followed. That's very satisfying.
Paul, at any point while we're doing the tasks, right? Because we're all doing it on different days, right?
Yes.
So when one of us tackle the task, do you sometimes just go, "Holy fuck, what is happening?" Because you
Yeah.
have such a poker face.
Yeah, sometimes. And there's definitely times when people do the same thing, and I'm like, oh, they're going a similar way where, what David did or whatever. But yeah, and it's really nice as you each complete the task, kind of the picture comes together, the puzzle comes together, and then when the last person does it, it's very satisfying because then you know like the whole kind of picture.
Because you're pretty much writing. You're writing stories with each task in a way. Hey, we're like you have so many different stories planned that they all kind of intertwine.
Yeah, and there's been moments like in season 1, there was the task where it was make the best dessert, and everyone read it as make the best dessert.
Oh
And
yeah.
then no one had got it right. And then the last day, it was Brinley doing it last, and I was like, beforehand, I was like thinking she's gonna figure it out. Like she's going to, like she's the best at kind of finding that. And she read it and she didn't figure it out. And I was like, in my head, I was just like, damn, like it's kind of, it's not very satisfying. No, and then like halfway through, she was like, she reread it and she was like, wait. And I got like chills down my back. And she was like, Google how to spell that. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But
That's so. But also to think of that from Bryn's perspective, which is like assuming that the 4 other contestants have read it accurately and done it. They've had twice the time to execute. You feel so isolated, and you can feel quite panicky when you're in the middle of the task, and you're like, "I've burnt the first half of this. I'm scrambling here just to get something together."
Yeah.
That was me so many times. I had that with the onions one. I remember being like, "Well, I did the worst. I've done the worst," and then.
I did the worst, but I still did better than someone else.
Yeah.
To build a tower, but my
I knew
onion
I
just
did
had
the
to be
worst.
bigger. My onion just had to be the one onion. The tallest one just had to be taller than someone else's. It was smaller than mine. Yours fell off.
Oh, actually, I think it might be time to start the show. Right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
8:30, but it always starts a bit late on.
Yeah.
Is it on your TV, Urs?
Yeah, I just peed in the pond.
Okay, great. Well, everyone, I mean, keep this on in the background, but make sure you're actually watching the live show because it's about to start now. It's not going to show up on your screen here because that would be illegal.
I'm gonna watch it with Chelsea and then come in the air break.
I'm gonna mute you guys.
All right. Well, so what you're going to see right now is all of us just kind of on mute, looking at our screens, watching it.
Watching ourselves.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to mute everyone.
Okay. I'm going in.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm still. How do I mute myself?
I was robbed. I needed more points for that solar thing. I'm coming to your house right now, Jeremy. We're going to talk about it.
What for your what?
For the solar panel charger, that was not 1 point. That was some bullshit on the day. I don't know.
There was 1 point. There was so 1 point.
A fucking rock beat me.
When I was looking at that, I thought to myself, I was bang on with that judging. Sometimes you're not always sure. You're making it up on the spot. But actually, when I looked at that, that was absolutely bang on. That judging, perfect.
I'm glad to hear that you feel that way.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah. Obviously, everyone will disagree except Matt, but it's nice to be able to stand behind your judgments. I forgot about those calendars, David. You got to release those, man.
Oh, that's so good.
One of those calendars.
That was an expense. That was a $60 calendar because I had to print out. I had to laminate and print every single page out and then get it binded. It's too much process to make them.
Yeah, don't talk to me about expensive tasks.
I don't think you have to. Once you've got one of those calendars, David, I don't think you need to reshoot for every single one. Surely you can get them mass produced.
Good point.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is, I know how much effort Matt put into that post-apocalyptic suit.
Oh my god, that was so good.
A month making that. I just happened to know, unfortunately, going into that, how long he'd taken on that suit, and I knew that he might kill me if he didn't do reasonably well there. And also, David put in a lot of effort, obviously, into there. I mean, out of the three of you, Ursula and Laura and Guy, Ursula grabbed something, and then you grabbed a rock, Guy.
I dredged several lakes and ponds to try and find the perfect volcanic rock. I did. I went down to the local creek with Olive. We went rock foraging, and then she was obsessed with it. She was like, "How was the rock at work?" And I said, "The rock did badly." And we took the same rock and we put it back exactly in the creek where we found it.
That is such a lame story, bro.
It will be for a lot longer than any of the other shit that you guys brought in.
No, I biffed my charger out of the car window. Mine's also in a creek somewhere. So
look at that.
Laura, I can't believe you got Lana to pee on a stick for you, Laura. That's a lot of effort.
Look at him.
It was the light. It was the light that won me over. It was absolutely
that is
the light.
Cool.
I mean,
that's
like the anglerfish, isn't it? Have you guys seen the anglerfish that live down deep, and then they've got that? On them, and then the prey comes in and they eat it.
That's gorgeous. That's really cute.
Will attract prey in a post-apocalyptic world, which is perfect.
Yeah, it was. I remember actually when we were watching it, you were saying it obviously got cut, but you were reminiscing that you built it with your son. He'd come home from school, and you guys would work on this suit together.
He came up with the idea, actually. It's probably what was the best one. And I said futuristic, and he said we should make a futuristic, post-apocalyptic outfit. And then he'd run home from school, and we worked on it. We worked on it for a long time.
That is really sweet.
That's amazing.
Oh, here we go.
No, I mean, to be fair, I put no effort into any of my things. Here we go. We're back.
What a way to leave.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Hey, how cool is this little banner down the bottom?
What is that? Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, eh? I'm going to mute everyone. If you're with us on the live stream, watch the show. It's back on. Also, just don't read into our reactions because we're all watching it at different speeds.
That was harsh, man. That was so harsh. Poor David. Laura, you're still muted. Why is everyone still muted?
I can hear you. I can hear
I've just
slightly-
finished.
There we go.
We're slightly behind
David,
you.
you're
Ish.
so good. That was
Oh,
so good, David.
poor
So
David.
good.
Got fucked
muting
so
everyone.
hard.
Here we go.
Also, topped off so well, Jeremy, by your line. To be fair, he didn't do it very quickly.
Well, he was doing a lot
Oh,
of
funny.
reading and talking and all that sort of stuff. He wasn't completely committed to doing it quickly.
It
But
was
you gotta
morale.
say, that is so
Um,
impressive that you would sit through and do a task two and what, quarter hours or something like that. That's says a lot
The
about
best
you,
line-
David.
The best
That's how
line
much I
is
respect you. That's how much I respect you, Jeremy. You have no idea.
Oh.
I'll do anything for
the
you.
best bit is when
Ursula,
you
I would have
say-
given up halfway through. That's the respect. That's the
The best
respect.
bit is when you say, "Just makes what makes this bearable is knowing everyone else has to do it."
Yeah.
That's such,
At what,
it's
at,
so
what,
good that you said that.
funny.
at what point did you sort of figure out that it was not feasible for everyone to have to do the task?
I think it was pretty close after I said that. Like I said it out loud, and I was like, "Nah, not with how fucking long this is taking." Holy shit!
Wasn't this on the same day as the caravan?
The caravan. No, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Honestly,
do
I
you
think
know?
It
so.
was on the same day as you did the caravan and then you did this one.
I think it. Yes, yeah. It must. Oh no. This was on the last day. The
Okay.
caravan one was on the 4th week, but this one was on the last week for me. So this was I think I had one more task after it, but
Oh, okay.
I
one
thought
was-
the
that was
caravan
intense.
was the last day.
Is that
was
randomly
caravan last
selected?
day?
Paul, was that randomly selected that he does that David did it, or was it is always
It was
someone?
it was not randomly selected. No,
Right.
I think it was decided before anyone had done any tasks. But yeah, we just decided that David would, I don't know, enjoy it.
Did you have a feel that if it was me or Guy, you probably would get throat punched?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely glad we didn't choose you, especially because there would have been some violence, and they probably would have had to move the show to a later time slot because of the violence.
Just bung it in with the rap episode. It's the same amount of violence.
Oh, I just remembered what task is coming next. It's good.
Oh,
Spoilers, no spoilers.
No
Oh,
spoilers.
yeah.
I've already accidentally in the beginning said who wins, so
You didn't.
and I posted a photo of the winner on my Insta. So
I noticed in the comments, someone said, David, you need to drop your PayPal because everyone thinks you should get paid more for having to do that task.
We'll start a GoFundMe.
yeah, or give a little for David.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get my PayPal number out.
What about the end of Rapunzel? Sorry, not Rapunzel.
Yeah, yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin.
yeah.
Great.
Really,
Dark as hell.
he grabs his legs and he rips himself in half.
Yeah,
What do you
so
mean?
all of those
What
Grim-
happens,
all those
man?
Grim
It
fairy
was
tales
just-
are horrific.
It was just said out loud on the show like 2 minutes ago.
Was it?
How do you watch? Like, what is your?
Oh,
way
we're
of
back,
consuming
we're back.
Media? Oh, we're
I
back.
don't take
That's
information
quick.
in. I don't.
Man, these ad breaks are
back.
short.
They are short. It's got a lot of content to get in.
Season finale. Where we answer
All right, I'm
questions
muting you.
like, who will win?
For the record, it still ads for me. Just saying.
Here's an interesting sight out of Switzerland. What is going on here? Hex, that's what I'm ordering.
Fucking hell. Well,
Why did the Mr. Sockman have a southern accent? That was the whole thing, Guy. You'll be able to answer that. Why did Mr. Sockman have why would he sound like a Baptist preacher from the South?
It's hard to say. It's just we sort of we lined up the premise of the puppet show, but didn't have the particulars ironed out, and then 45 minutes goes like that, and all of a sudden it's showtime.
I gotta say, our show was probably about 30 minutes long.
Wow.
That's
Well,
very cut
this one
down
let us-
version of it.
Urzila wouldn't let us go through and try ours again. I didn't think. I said, "Can we go again and try and do it better?" She's like, "No, we've done it. We're out."
no, we've done it. Because everything we did together, Matt was like, I think we should, if we do it again, like even the heist, it was all like, I'm like, no, we're pulling the pin on this shit. We're done. We'd
wouldn't
still
have
be
been-
in that room.
It wouldn't have been any better. It wouldn't have been any better.
We pretty much improv most of ours, didn't we?
winged that. We
Yeah.
spent like 20 minutes of that task with no one. Like we just because that was the first task.
Hang
On
on.
the
Going
second
round in
task,
circles.
Did ours
So I
look
was
like
reading
we
from a
spent
book.
hours prepping for it?
Kinda.
I'm still not totally clear on what the sort of central conceit of your puppet show was. Like,
It's about
it?
acceptance and how we're all the same, except for peanut butter. Peanut butter can
Yeah.
fuck right off.
Mama and Vegemite, they're the same, but everyone argues about who's better. You know,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
acceptance.
Yeah.
Oh,
think
Guy,
it's
they
gotta go-
cut our duet where the sock puppet sings.
Uh,
Forgot about that.
I also forgot about that, and it's a shame. I mean,
That was a highlight for me.
yeah, inevitably there's always some funny stuff that's just not going to be in the show.
On the cutting room floor. That's all good.
there's also a lot of not funny stuff that
That's
doesn't
right.
make it into the show either.
Absolutely.
And that's why I want to shucker that one.
You know what? I reckon that our puppet show was awesome. I was just watching
Yeah,
that.
I think so
We
too.
had no plan,
I
and that we managed to make up that bullshit moral that we didn't even know we were doing that. When we got Vegemite and Mum out, we didn't even know that's what we were doing.
No.
The-
We were winging, but to be fair, we were cracking each other up so much that completing the show was the last thing on our minds at that point.
I broke a rib laughing.
what really got me in your guys' puppet show is when Matt's puppet turns angry. The detail on the eyebrows makes it feel like such a visceral sort of like.
Yeah.
You know, you can really feel the intensity of the disdain of the puppet. It's really crazy how emotive it is for like such a primitive puppet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we didn't draw that on. That just happened.
It was just great puppeteering right there.
Paul, you're muted, just a reminder.
Oh, got to unmute Paul. Here we go. I've unmuted you. There you go.
Oh, cool. I was saying heaps that whole time. No,
Yeah, also, that was another highlight of your puppet show was Paul having to be down there for the
I'm still angry that Urzila doesn't think it's amazing that she made a puppet before when we were in the other room before we went out. And then there was a puppet thing. We did a puppet show, and you at no point would admit that it was an amazing coincidence.
I just don't get overly excited. We're back. We're back.
it was amazing, Matt. I will back you up and say that it was amazing.
It was okay.
Would you be so kind, Paul?
Is this the last part?
Final video task for the season.
Maybe two more.
Here it is.
I think it's the last one.
Right, I'm muting everyone. Love y'all.
That was so good. Yeah, I agree. David deserved that. He deserved that win.
That was Doug's house.
Yeah.
So good, David.
Oh,
Very good.
thank you.
Very good.
Did it? I didn't So I wanted to drink the milk the first time, but they didn't realize that someone would try drink the milk, and they didn't swap it out. And so when I drank it, it was completely off, and they had to like give me new milk.
Ah,
Oh.
that never even crossed my mind.
I thought I was gonna have to I thought it was gonna be something to do with like drinking the milk or something, or microwaving milk.
Yeah. I just love because you could literally see on your face the realization when Paul says to you the time, it's been an hour to you're like, oh.
So good.
I love that all of your emotions are on the outside of your head.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. Because I thought I read it wrong. I thought the timing part wasn't actually part of it, and I thought it didn't actually matter at all. It just was the milk part. Yeah. And then Paul, you told me no, that was actually the right. I was like, oh thank God. Oh thank God.
That tea you made, David, was the nicest cup of tea I've ever had. I don't like tea traditionally. It was so good.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's pretty full on. Because we all did a tea task.
Yeah, but I think he put a lot of sugar in, but it was very
I liked
nice.
the conversation you guys were having. Like, it was so nice. You got into Paul's family. It's like, so your dad was born in New Zealand. Is that, yeah, Mozzie. Like, yeah, because your mum's born in Canada, and then obviously you'd gone quite deep by that stage.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful conversation you two were having. I wanted to hear more of that conversation.
So, especially seeing it in the same episode as the shoelace sort of untying, which had a similar energy where it was just the two of you shooting the breeze for however long the thing
Great
took.
time travel gag as well, Paul. Because that had been set up with the friendly little chat, and then that great gag.
I thought that did that occur to you on the spot?
Yeah, I think so. I had a lot of time to think about it.
Did it cross anyone else's mind to wait at all?
No, because I didn't trust it. I'm like, I need to do shit. I need to keep busy. So I didn't. As soon as I got there, I'm like, we need to get this shit over. I think if we could collate all the times for all the tasks, Paul, I think I did all the tasks.
You would have done 40% as long as anyone else.
I never ran
what you said
over.
was
The crew was always thanking me at the end of the day. They go, hey, thanks for this. And I'm like, why are the others taking so long?
What you said in that was really good. You were like, well, what am I going to do?
You
might have worked out the task, but even if I have to do it, what am I going to do?
Just watching that, I thought about something. So you could have tipped the milk out, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
David had used. Yeah, but David had used a bit of it before, just making teas, which I thought was fine.
You would have had to have tipped the milk out before you lifted them up, because once they're holding, you can't really get the. Actually.
Well, maybe.
It has to be over the microwave.
No, it has to be over the microwave.
No, I wouldn't have allowed it.
They're clever, these task writers, aren't they?
What would you have done, Paul, if one of us asked you to take the lids off?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
If it was only one person, you probably would have rewarded the lateral thinking.
If Ursula had, I would have definitely done it. Out of fear. But,
I did that. I remember doing that task at the end of the day, and so I was very aware that the whole crew were waiting to go home. I was like, am I being a dick right now, or should I hold out?
If anyone had seen season 1, that was essentially the reverse of Leave the Room.
Our grand champion.
Are you guys on some kind of thing? Why am I not getting this?
Run us through both schools.
Yeah, I'm muting everyone. Sorry.
Yeah, we're on a.
In front on 23 points.
We're on
David
streaming.
Correos.
Well. Nice. Well,
Well, congratulations, Laura.
yes. Well done.
Congratulations, Laura.
Laura!
Dead last.
Congratulations, Urzila. Here comes Paul.
Thank you.
Look at Paul. Paul's got a piano in his house. Look.
Yeah.
You got a piano at your place, Paul?
He's still muted. Still muted, Paul.
That only just
Paul,
finished
Paul.
for me. Only just found out.
Paul, unmute yourself. It's at the bottom.
Yeah,
of
I've
the
unmuted you.
There you
Hello.
go.
I
Paul, you got a
figured it out.
piano at your place?
I do have a piano, yes. In my bedroom. Just
it's
always ready. Congrats, Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Laura.
Well done, Laura.
Hey.
I feel like you
Well
have
done.
to tell the story of what happened to the trophy immediately after the episode.
This is the trophy. I've dressed it up a little bit. What do you think, Jeremy?
What have you
Oh.
done to it?
Oh, it looks great.
What? He's been hiding in the back of my Zoom meetings on the other desk, so I just thought I had to put him in disguise. No one's picked up on it yet.
It's way better
Did you
than
manage
that's
to
just me.
glue him back together?
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so funny story, everyone that's watching. Here, we'll do a wig reveal. Oh, it's the statue, mask reveal. David, the producer Bronwyn, Becca, bless her, she came up to me and she was like, "Oh, just be careful, just watch the statue," because we put it down and we were all like hugging and everything. And she was like, "Just make sure you're careful because last year it broke." And we're like, yeah, it's all good, because like David was kind of like in ecstasy mode. And then she'd warned me and I was like, yeah, cool. And I moved it to the side. And then David came back over and was like, "Laura, this is my cousin." And then your cousin came in and just like bolted the statue over.
That's right.
And the ear snapped off like within minutes.
Oh, no.
But it was fixed just as quick. Like the next time I saw the trophy, it was completely fixed again. I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" Art department was on fire that night.
Yeah, and
It was fixed so quick.
This is the second season, so the second trophy, and both of them have broken. In season 1, Lee Hart knocked it off a plinth and cracked
right.
it quite badly.
That's
Wow.
right.
So
no.
it's a real
That was
tradition.
intense. That was
Do you have to get
intense.
your head molded every year for a
No,
new head?
thank God for that, because it's so horrible. The experience is like, for me, because they have to encase your entire head, like including the back,
Wow.
and they put little holes, like 2 little straw things out your nose, and then they encase your whole face, and you have to be in it for 25 minutes, I think it is. And so I don't know if you guys have ever had your face encased for 25 minutes before, but it's horrible, and it's dark, and you have to have your eyes shut, and you just breathe through your nose, and you all you want to do is just break out of it. And,
Mate, we've all a bit
yeah,
of pussy in our time. We know how hard it can be.
What must be
they've
upsetting-
kept the mold, but the freakiest thing is, and so they made a new mold for it. But then this season there was concern because they thought they'd lost the mold or something, and they said we might have to do another mold. I was like,
Oh, that's right.
just
Yeah, how's
fake
that
it.
compared
Just
to
someone,
Yeah.
all the
Just
shoelaces
do Paul.
David had to untie?
what's that?
I reckon I'd rather have that than the shoelaces that David had to untie.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
We've
I'd
just
rather
done
have
1,000
shoelaces.
tasks, and you did one. You did one
Yeah.
head,
Yeah, I was
It's
going to
not
one
say
one
head task.
it's a shame for you, Jeremy, because you have quite a traditionally handsome face, but the one time that they mold it, they obviously got you on a bit of a wonky day.
Yeah.
It's a terrible face to be.
That is-
It's awful. Look at it.
I dig
It's
it. But you look so good with blonde hair. I was like, that's what
Ah.
it's been like at my house for the last few months.
It's a bit. I do look better with blonde hair actually, but with a wig.
I
It's a
tell you,
lot-
like in
it's
terms of
the-
that last episode, Guy, you were in the hunt, and then you didn't have your best last episode, did you?
I never got close. I sort of knew when I came in with the rock, because you don't know what order the prize tasks are going to be, lined up. And there's some prize tasks I think you bring in where you're like, this is a bit of a throwaway, it's more of a gag than an actual contender. And the rock, I sort of thought, if I can argue it strongly enough, it's some of the chance. But as soon as it got graded below Laura's, I was like, I'm in trouble here because we had a team task to come and you can't gain points on that.
Yeah.
And it actually almost set me free because I am naturally competitive, and it was like I was in the hunt. And as soon as the competition element's removed, you just got to enjoy being in the episode as opposed to like, point scoring and trying to figure out what the chances are.
That's why Matt and I had such a good time because we were never in the running.
We were out early.
Yeah, we were like, just sit back and enjoy.
Matt, you are my favorite heel. You're my favorite heel. It felt like pro wrestling, me and you going at it every single night.
A lot of that didn't make it. A lot of the tension didn't make it to here.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy abusing the shit out of each other on stage.
Yeah.
That was so good. I remember. Yeah, you were like, "Fuck you, Matt."
I was on the second day. You were like, "Hey, I don't mind being a punching bag." I was feeling so guilty after the first time I blew up at you, but then you were like, "Nah, man. If you feel guilty and apologize, how it comes across is you feel like I can't handle the banter." So I was like, "Fuck it, let's go fucking hard with the banter."
Yeah, that was the day I found Matt crying in his dressing room. I remember that day. I was holding him, rocking him back and forwards. It was a sad day.
The closest I got to crying on this whole thing was after I ate that entire meat pack you gave me for the this track. That's a lot of meat to eat when you've been shooting all day. I got so blocked up. When I was forcing that out, I actually had tears on the toilet.
Yeah, that was the least of your problems because the meat hadn't been refrigerated. So it was
no, it hadn't been refrigerated.
You should have never eaten that. Why you went home and thought?
I left that
New
meat
Zealand's
pack at
cold
home.
enough. New Zealand's cold enough for us to leave it out for a little bit. We don't live in an equator country.
I wanted to send the picture to David that I was eating it, just as a gesture. He'd made it to me, and before I went to bed that night, I needed to eat all that meat. Just otherwise, the gesture wouldn't have meant anything.
Hey, I'm glad you went through with it.
6 kgs of meat, bro.
There's a lot of meat.
It was enough. It was like 3 dinners. That was a week of meat for you guys. You weren't supposed to eat the whole fucking thing in one go.
Yeah. I know. That's why I got so blocked up. There was so much meat.
It speaks like it's such a great distillation of both of your approaches to life. Like for David to give the meat raffle in the first place is such a sweet and also slightly misguided act of generosity. It's insanity, really. And then for Matt to have to think he has to eat the whole thing in one night is just...
He didn't understand. He didn't read the card.
I thought that was the task that David had get me. If I could eat all the meat before I saw him again.
I treasured that photo. I'm going to wipe out what I just heard. Thank you so much for taking the photo.
Someone asked before, what was everyone's favorite task?
Ooh.
Oh, should we just kick into this Q&A? I'll change the banner. You'll notice that the banner I put up there at the moment is hashtag 5 Friends the TV show because we'll talk about it. So get that trending, guys, if you want. Send some emails to TVNZ. Yeah, I'll send them a pitch tomorrow. It'll be fine.
Yeah, what if it was a bunch of friends who hung out? They maybe lived in New York.
Yeah,
and
I like coffee.
Yeah,
we have pitched that, and I reckon it would go really well.
I think it's a good idea. Oh, Bags being Phoebe.
Okay, should we crack into the?
Let's.
You take it, Paul. I'll just.
So question 1 was favorite tasks.
Ooh.
I like the ones that didn't make it on air.
There weren't any. A fun story about that because usually there's only a couple that kind of get cut for whatever reason, and Matt, the heist one was originally going to be cut. But Matt backstage, he just kept talking about how excited he was to see it. Yeah. That eventually, we were like, it has to go in because we can't break Matt's heart by cutting this one that he keeps talking about.
About that task, because it was way funny when we were doing it than watching it. Because I remember how much I was laughing at Urzila being an idiot. That the task from my eyes was the funniest thing that had ever happened. And then when I watched it, it was just me with my ass in the air trying to get under some wall.
But we were again just laughing so much and cracking each other up that we didn't really give a fuck about the task. We were just having a good time.
Yeah.
Taskmaster, the show got in our way.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
People talk about the 3 friends, but really it's about the 2 pals. That
Yeah.
the 2 pals.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2 pals.
Yeah. Actually, Matt, let's you and I go into a lockout room and just talk about a TV show with the 2 pals.
Yeah, let's talk about our time in the dressing room together. That was
Yeah.
the real show.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Yeah.
I think in terms of just respecting the construction of a task, I remember when I finished The Grape Escape, and it felt like it had taken a long time. So I can't imagine how long it must have felt for David.
Oh yeah.
But I remember thinking just like the constituent parts of that task and everything how it had lined up was
Yeah.
immensely. Like it's not always a task you do well in that you remember. Because as soon as you're out of the actual experience of doing the task, you're thinking about the construction of the task. And like even that one tonight with the milk, I hated it because I didn't do well at it, but I was like, that's a great task.
Yeah.
Because you're watching people fight their instinct
good.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
I
it.
just got that Grape Escape. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant.
Oh, man. It's staggering to me the rate at which you process information.
It's amazing.
I get there in the end.
I think for tasks there wasn't like a specific one that like I enjoyed the most, but whenever I like phenomenally fucked up a task, I was really gutted in the moment. But then the moment the cameras went off, it went back into the realization, hey, we're trying to make comedy, and I'd be so relieved that something dumb as like the sunscreen. When the sunscreen hit and you called me out on it, I was so gutted. But the moment I came off, I was like, that couldn't have gone any better, because like that's not as funny, that's not as good as like actually seeing the fucking water slide happen. Fuck that shit.
That's another task, right, Paul, that has a good story and that it was not meant to be featured.
Sorry, was that Squirt? The Squirt?
Sunscreen one,
Yeah.
Yes. So Squirt was meant to be a tiebreaker, just a simple like everyone just squirt it. But we kind of messed up by not putting a time limit on it. We should have said like, just set a really short time limit, so it was just everyone
30
squirting
seconds.
it. Because we're supposed to have a few tiebreakers up our hand in case an episode ends in a tie, and we didn't put a time limit on it. And then, sure enough, you guys were like, "Okay," and David goes off and starts cutting up pork noodles and taping them together.
David get?
Yes, and that was quite funny because it was, I think, the first task David had done that day, and he shoots a few tasks over the day, and the schedule just instantly was like. Like an hour and a half behind because
that was actually the one where you tipped out the Brussels sprout, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea. I think someone caught it on like a picture, but you can see the Brussels sprout was so brown by that point. I was like, I don't know what this is. But the thing is, you like the milk one, like the hot water with the caravan, and then the milk with the pouring. That was what fucked me up. Everything you look into it, I was pouring the hot water out because I was like, this is going to be a problem later on. There shouldn't be hot water around me. This is going to be dangerous. So I'm like, pour it the fuck out. My brain was so fried after all of those tasks.
Yeah.
That was a living hell, the Grape Escape.
Watching, like, I remember in the studio for the first episode, watching your first few tasks, I remember sort of being like, this, I was obviously interested to see everyone's performances, but immediately it was like, oh, David is wired not just differently from all of us on the stage, but from anyone I've ever met. Like,
he's a savant. He's like so fucking smart and dangerous at the same time.
I was expecting all of you guys. I was like, fuck, they're all so funny. I was looking up to you guys so much. I was like, fuck, I have to go as hard as I can because there's no way I'm gonna place on this board. Because you're only as good as like what you can imagine, and I just imagined all of you guys to go 100%.
Did you guys experience a bit of shame when sometimes you do a task? I probably maybe more than anyone else, but you'd leave the task and when you're walking up the stairs back up to the dressing room, you go, there's a weird loneliness going back to that room by yourself.
Yeah.
No, every
after
task
you've given it all in front of people.
I nailed this. I couldn't think of any other way to do it. I just every time I do a task, I'm like, that's it. I finished it. I nailed it. That's how you do it. There's only one solution.
You got such a different take to everyone else, Ursh, because like I know I specifically would go back to the room and just be riddled with self-doubt, be like, well, you fucked that one again. Because
I have no regret about anything. I was like, no, that's it. So in studio, it was such a mind fuck for me. The first couple of tasks that came up, my brain was just like, oh my God, like your approaches to things are so different to mine. And especially because Matt and I sort of had the same approach for a lot of things. And I thought it's a generational thing, isn't it? It's like I don't think green screen, although Matt, you should have because you've got a studio. But I don't think green screen, I don't think helium, I don't think else. I'm like, if I can't practically do it with my hands, it's not fucking happening. But then I realized some of the stuff, like, say that sunscreen one, I came out and I read the task and I just said to put this on that. Yeah, boy, did it. And then I turned, I went, bye. And the crew, I shit you not, I could see tears in their eyes and they were all like, thank you. And I thought, someone had fucked up big here. I don't know which one it was, but someone had made these bastards stand in the sun for hours.
That was the perfect button for that task. Like that is a task. In the edit really comes together when you just walk out and fucking slam some sunscreen.
That
so
sums
good.
up my life right there.
Were we still? What were we talking about? Oh, you
Favorite tasks. Other guys' favorite tasks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, someone asked if I felt robbed in the time travel task, and I did, Jeremy. I did feel fucking robbed.
Actually, I got had a lot of grief for my judging of that time travel task. To be honest, a lot of people think that I judge you too harshly, Urzila.
How do people communicate their grief to you, Jeremy? Where do you cop it?
Generally, I only really ever go to work, so it's at work, and in the newsroom, in the TVNZ newsroom, there's some real big Taskmaster fans.
Yeah,
and they.
Oh, so it's in person.
A lot, yeah. They have a lot of feeling towards the judging. Like they really, really cared deeply about. Particularly, actually, they reckon that I judged Urzila harshly in the whole series.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've got a lot of grief about that, but I just judge it as I saw it at the time. It's quite actually, you guys think you're really tough, spending weeks and weeks and weeks doing those.
Woe
Jesus.
is the man in the suit on the throne, eh?
Yeah,
it's hard to sit on that throne and judge people. It's not my natural state, and it's actually quite difficult to judge in a lot of ways because
we're all really likable.
Sometimes you got it right. Sometimes you got it very, very wrong.
Very wrong.
Very bad.
Yeah. Well, but
it's so wrong sometimes.
I think you did a grand job, Jeremy. I do understand that it's a challenge to, the ones that are objective must be a relief to you because it's like you've got hard information. If it's a time-oriented task, you can just go out there and be like, bing, bang, bong, this is the order. But when it comes to, what your perception of one is, you're hanging yourself out to dry because everyone's going to have a different interpretation on what happened.
Yeah, especially if you're me and you zone out half the time. Like, most of the time I was thinking about all sorts of things. I was like, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I doing?
Also, what people what you don't see in the edit is how much arguing there was on the stage about.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So each task afterwards would be 20 minutes of us arguing with Jeremy and Paul about the task.
Yeah, not once did it change the points.
No.
Yeah,
it didn't make the edit.
It was a waste of everyone's time. It was fun though.
Yeah.
Another question. Oh, Laura, you've got one.
Oh no, I was just going to say my favorite task.
Yes.
We over that now.
No, keep going.
I'd love to hear it.
That was definitely the Grape Escape because that was fun to do. But my other favorite task was actually also one of my least favorite tasks, but I thought it was very clever from the writing team, which was the sabotage task.
Oh, the blood! That was so good with the balloon.
Oh, yeah.
It was really well done.
So good, and so good to watch everybody's faces when they realized what had actually happened because they had no idea at the time. Despite the fact, Laura, that you were appalling at that task. Like you were. It was like you had something clearly wrong with you. You were just dropping. Like you're so bad.
I knew.
Yeah.
I obviously knew that Laura was sabotaging, and I actually forgot and genuinely was concerned when she kind of sprained her ankle during it, and afterwards we sent like crew members to go check on her and make sure she was okay.
And the best bit was like the health and safety officer came running after me in the hallway, and I was right next to David. And he was like, "Are you okay? Are you how's your ankle?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm faking it." And then David was right there. I was like, "But he didn't. He didn't pick up on it.
It's not like David.
Because it wasn't our radar. It was not on our radar at all. And I remember.
I think the thing I regret the most about that task is not like opening the boot or opening a door and letting like balloons fly out, but like it was quite specifically in the task. It was like they can't find out that you're sabotaging, and we had just had, because we were the 3 friends originally. We had this like great little bond. We were like, okay, we're going to really communicate during this task. We've had a few rough starters, but this one, we're going to make sure we're communicating clearly. And guys, and I think, Guy, you brought us in. You were like, yeah, guys, we just need to have good communication to the task. No one like, and so I went in with that energy of like, oh, man, they're going to hate me.
Is that like you? So were you like that before every task? Were you like Guy, organising Matt and giving him a pep talk and saying we're going to do well? Yes, come on, let's do well.
She was just 90% of the time saying, "Stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking it." I'd be halfway through an idea, guys. You'd be like, "I guess." And then I'd go, "We can do something else. Just go with your first idea. Don't overthink it. Just go."
Yeah, no, because his is like, even with the singing, he's like, I can't get the note for this. I'm like, dude, we've got 3 minutes. Let's roll. We go with what we got.
We had another 40 minutes.
I'm like, yeah, but because mine is just like pedal to the metal. Let's go. We're fucking nailing this time-wise. We're going to nail this.
Do you know what annoyed me about that task? The disc rappers, I never asked Paul to come in and sing the chorus with me so I could have found the note, because he's such a great singer. It would have been so smart to do that.
Still on that.
I'm still on that. I couldn't find the note.
You found the note.
What's that?
You found the note.
I found a note.
Yeah.
You found the note. It was just a shit note, but you found it.
Do you want to give us another question, Paul?
Yes, there was a question. I can't remember who it was from. Maybe someone called Tim asked biggest regret.
The first one I have top of mind was watching back that film Paul task, and as soon as we finished that, I realized I've been wearing a Paul T-shirt for the whole fucking show, and I could have just pointed the camera on myself, and I would have been home and hosed.
Wait, so you find that more disappointing than you putting a flesh-colored tie over your dick? That's more disappointing for you?
Well, yeah, just because that's not disappointing to me. That just felt necessary. And that's the filming the Paul T-shirt is an example of like if I'd let myself slow down for 1 second more, I could have had a very satisfying moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I do regret that the tie I wore over my loins was flesh colored. I would have loved it if it had been literally any other color.
Any other color.
It sort of rendered me as a Ken doll.
I thought you looked hot.
Yeah, you did look pretty hot.
You look pretty good, actually. Yeah, it was good.
I had to do a lot to block that out on the day.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Any other regrets?
I had huge regret, because the onion thing, not because how I did in it, but because how I didn't think that, of course, you're cutting onions to make you cry. That's why there was, when I didn't, because the people that write the tasks are so clever. You're one of them, aren't you, Paul? But the tasks are so clever, and they've always got like a smart bit about it. And when I was walking up the stairs after doing the onion task with the emotional speech, I went, oh, of course, because it's supposed to make you cry with the cutting the onions. I hadn't thought about that. And then I thought, would have been good to have a knife. And then I could have maybe cut it. But at that point, I didn't know you could ask for things. So that I wasn't going to ever get to a knife. But I had
that was another big surprise when we teamed up. I just said, send Paul. You can send Paul? I'm like, I've been doing this for weeks.
Because didn't you, Matt, you abstained from actually watching any Taskmaster because you want to just come in like fresh, right?
I just thought that would be an interesting way to come in, just to find your way through it as a sort of a blundering idiot. And I'm already a blundering idiot. But what I forgot was I'm already a blundering idiot to start with. So I just doubled down on that. It was idiot on top of idiot. But I just thought if I went in there and I'd just start trying to imitate what other people did. So it was one of those stupid plans you have. And also leading up to it, I just got that mental block. I was kind of going to watch some Taskmaster, and I just kept getting a mental block and putting it on, and I'd watch an Adam Sandler movie or something, You know about that guy.
The Adam Sandler really read through the whole season.
Yeah, you had big Adam Sandler on Grown Ups 2 energy. Just a guy cashing a check.
Thank you.
Showing up, walking around for a day, and then getting back to his trailer.
That Roman costume, I can fully picture Adam Sandler being in that Roman costume and doing.
Oh, that's
Roman
my other
beat.
regret. Well, I'm another regret. The fulcrum for the trebuchet was it was 50, was halfway down. Needed to be
He's been
1/3.
talking about the fulcrum from the trebuchet for the last 3 months. It's like, hey, what's a fulcrum? What's a trebuchet? Wouldn't have made any difference with your fulcrum. And he's furious at the art department for not sorting out the fulcrum and the trebuchet. So I went away. I came back. They hadn't sorted out the fulcrum and the trebuchet. Of course, it's got to be at a certain point, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't
Yeah, it's for
catapult.
the,
It's like,
or else it doesn't
matter.
So the clock doesn't go very far. Anyway, those are my 2 regrets.
I'm in the same boat as well. I regret that time travel task so much. That was just the time limit. I didn't even think to like see it as like a performance piece. I was like literal the whole time, and I didn't want to waste any time. The moment I was like clock on my ass, I was like, fuck it, let's go. By the end of it, I was like, none of this is going to make it to air. We just had like a nice chat for fucking 40 minutes, eh, Paul?
We chatted a lot over the season, David. We had a lot of chatting time.
Do you think that it's accelerated or furthered or deepened your friendship working on the show together?
We found board games. I think that's the thing we found that we both like. We both enjoy.
We play board games together, and Laura.
Yeah.
You guys, the rest of you are
like-
welcome to join.
Yeah, we're pretty close after the we finished wrapping the studios. I think didn't we spend like 8 hours at a board game cafe or something?
Yeah. Like
We
We
did.
didn't know what to do with our lives.
And we were scared we were going to catch COVID, and our list of locations were going to come out, and it was going to be 8 hours at a board game cafe.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
It's so much
honestly,
fun.
it's so good. The guys are great, but I mean, I don't know if they're running on the best system because it's like we don't pay them much money to be there, and we spend so much time there.
It's $1 an
$1
hour
an
to
hour.
play like over 100 board games. They're all the top-rated board games. Dice Goblin, shout out to Dice Goblin and Royal Oak. So good.
I didn't know about Royal Oak until I dated your girlfriend, David.
That moment caught me completely off guard.
Yeah.
Your little mole, Ray O'Leary, hopefully Taskmaster season 3.
He did.
Fucking
Did you
filled
know
in.
Ray was sitting with you? And I was like, what's Emily's last name? Tell me. And he's like, oh, I could just low-key ask David. I'm sitting in front of him. And I was like, yeah, do it.
I fully believed him. I don't think anyone around me would sneak around me. So I just was like, yeah, I'll give you what you want my bank details? You want that
Yeah.
too? I'll give you that.
That was good.
Any more regrets?
No,
Urzil's got no regrets.
I was gonna
No
say I
regrets.
regret
I
how
have
much.
no regrets.
What are you saying, Laura?
I have a couple. I felt like I almost, at the time, like when we were in the studio, I was like, maybe I regret how much money I spent on doing the prize task. I was like, I feel like I've kind of like it's come directly out of my fee for doing Taskmaster, and it's gone considerably down.
It was a great move by production, us getting you, because all the money that you were paid went straight back into the into the show.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Like there was a couple of tasks, like the one where I had to go to Weta Workshops. That's in Wellington, and the flights were pretty last minute, so that was $600. I was like, well, and just everything. I was like, wow, I really spent a lot of money. But I mean, I am that type of person that would like spend money to like for a good gag. That's the payoff.
Yeah,
I love expensive gags.
I do that on pranks as well. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it paid off, and maybe
David,
it didn't.
Well, you won, so I mean, it paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this gold head.
David, did you pay for the airfares to take Paul to Christchurch, or was that come out of your earnings?
I came up
looking behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I came up with the idea to go down to Christchurch, and then the producer was like, "We'll help you get down." And I went, "Okay."
Oh,
okay, cool."
fuck off!
Oh, Laura, stop in. This is how we go.
no.
So many
Will
requests.
you pay equality? Wink, wink, wink. David will pay for everything. Laura, you pay for your own self.
Knowing our fees, your fees probably still was higher than mine.
Oh
You're-
no, there was one round that I won, and I was like, "Oh, David, here's your $50 back." And you were like, "Thanks," and I was like, "That's not your $50, is it?" And he was like, No. I was like, give it back, you dumb.
Actually, I didn't know when the one where I can just phone up for money. Guy,
Yeah.
I can just phone you anytime and you bring me money. And then you have to top that by 10%, David.
Yeah.
So
No,
do
but
you have
you've already used my one.
not
That was valid for one.
no, you said you'll top 10% for anyone's, and his is whenever. He didn't put a limit on his, so yours is just going with that.
Oh.
Sorry, mate. Guy, get your phone, mate.
I can't deliver you cash during lockdown.
Mate, you can do it.
I'm protected by government rule.
Transfer.
You can do it socially distanced. It's ringing.
Hello, guy speaking.
Hi, Guy. It's Urzila. How are you?
Hi, Urzila. I'm all right. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. As you wouldn't believe this shit, but we're in lockdown, so I can't really work at the moment. Can you bring me $100, please? Just leave it in the post box because I can't really see it.
Yeah, what's your address?
All right. So I live at 37. I'll text it to you. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Bye.
You motherfucker. I did promise you that.
You did. Sorry, I've just got one more call to make.
I don't have my phone with me. You can trust me, Ursh. Just put your bank details in the.
David,
No,
you've already done your
It's
voucher.
cash.
It was
I think
just
that-
one of the vouchers.
I want $110.
The hand delivery is a big part of it.
Yeah, it's a personal touch that I appreciate. I don't know if David's home.
He's gone.
Well,
I was
you
about
look
to
like
ask
you're
him a
gonna say-
question.
Oh,
Well,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
was specifically going to
Paul's
ask
kind
him
of
a question.
moderating the questions.
David. Oh wait, he's on the phone. I think.
Yeah,
Is he
he's
on the
looking
phone?
for his phone.
He's holding a
Do
duck.
someone
it
else.
looks like.
Do someone
Okay,
else and do him when he comes back.
Oh, let me.
Okay, well, I'll ask
because
someone
he's
else
reading
the
his
same
phone number out
question.
and he's.
Okay, someone asked a question. Here's a question. Oh, were there any tricks? Oh, that's kind of for me though.
Hello. Hi, David.
Um,
It's Urzila. How are you?
Hey, how you going, Ursh? I'm all good. How are you?
Oh no, I'm sweet. Hey, listen, mate. I just spoke to Guy and I saw because I want to go buy some groceries tomorrow. And I was wondering if you could come drop off $110 at my
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
Okay.
just show me proof that you've accepted, guys. Just show me the cash, and then I can put it through. straight
Okay,
away.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
fantastic.
Awesome. Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
Okay, bye. Sorry, guys.
David?
I'll be over there.
what was your favorite, David? What was your favorite activity in Christchurch when we went to Christchurch for the day?
Getting Dimitri Souvlaki with you. That was so
agreed.
good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyone?
I
so
love
good
a
to
Christchurch
Mr. Souvlaki.
Souvlaki.
Oh, the
Anyone
Souvlakis
in
are so
Christchurch?
I
good.
love the Souvlaki.
Dimitri.
It's so good. I've even had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so yum. That and also like that weird period at the end when you kind of just stayed over at the house, and then I just kind of left you in a room because I didn't want you to be around my family and like choke you with like family stuff. So I was like, hey, chill in my room if you want. I'll be sweet. I'll give you the Wi-Fi password.
Your dad
And-
gave me cookies.
He gave you. What did he give you?
He gave me a big bag of cookies.
Oh,
Was that knowing your relationship
No.
with cookies, or was that a lucky guess?
literally not knowing that cookies was my favorite food. He just gave me a bag of cookies. I think maybe he works for Cookie Time.
yeah. My dad works at Cookie Time. He's the maintenance engineer, so he's the
See-
reason why cookies are delicious.
See, that's another one where on our date, I got you that massive cookie, knowing how much you love cookies.
Yes.
I got
she
you
did.
that deep pan chocolate chip cookie, and I fucking should have won that one.
And that juice box, the juice box you threw, it bobbed up briefly, and then I tried to get it with the paddle, and then it just sunk like a stone.
I actually
So
felt
that's-
really bad about that juice box because I didn't, for some reason, I thought it would float, and I thought it would be funny if it just slowly floated towards you, and then it fucking sank.
It sank
like,
like a stone. Yeah.
There's definitely something in that water, mate.
That date was so much fun.
Yeah.
That date task was actually a fantastic task as
Yeah.
well.
Guy Montgomery, what are you doing with the t-shirts? Is a question I've had a few times.
I'm planning to sell them for charity. I want to auction them off, but I don't. I mean, first of all, you've agreed, Paul, I want to do a photo shoot of you in the t-shirts.
Okay.
And then I want to find like an international website that will enable people to, if anyone's interested from a country that's not New Zealand, also have the option to buy them.
Wow.
They're all one of a kind, except for the task t-shirt, which is, you have 2 of that in case you get one dirty. You got a change of costume on hand.
Yeah. How many of you have on the day had to wear, like most days, did you just wear the one or did you have to go through both?
Great.
I think I had to go through both. The beans task, because I was smashing a hammer into cans and they were spraying tomato. I had to do a full costume change. Yeah. The David, I don't know if you did a costume change, but you took a shower on the team task day. You had a full shower at one point.
Yeah, I was so blasted after that balloon task because we were like that was constant running. That was a cardio workout. I was trying to put balloons because like the car was just a bit far enough from the caravan that it felt like you had to jog like every time to reach the caravan.
The amazing thing is Laura, who was intentionally doing that task as bad as she could, David, you were only slightly better.
Wait, what task was I doing as bad as I could?
The balloons in the car.
Oh, yeah. David, you were a nightmare.
Guy Montgomery.
It was crazy. Guy did all those balloons himself pretty much. And you like ran off to get a trolley.
Yeah.
One of my lasting memories of that was you going down to the shed to get a trolley and then a trolley with 4 functioning wheels, just watching you run back, carrying the trolley in front of you.
If you'd asked me at the time, if I hadn't known that Laura was sabotaging, if you'd asked me which one of those 3 was intentionally trying to lose, I probably would have said David.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I'm only realizing now how bad it was. I thought I was being so helpful
You were like, you did, the wheelie bin was a huge coup for us on the balloon task.
I was so fucked off when you told me not to not do the noise task in the shed. They cut out me spending 5 minutes going ham on that shed, getting everything out of it, and then you just come into me, we're not using it. I was holding that in.
Of course. We had to make more noise.
Yeah.
And then I mean, you rendered all of that moot anyway by letting out one of your iconic guttural groans.
Oh, great show.
We lost the Taskmaster. We have.
We did.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to him?
I think he just left. He was like, I've had enough.
He goes, well, me and him do a breakfast show tomorrow, so like we
go to bed.
We get up at the crack
Oh
of
yeah.
ours.
What time does your radio show start?
Our radio show starts at 6 a.m., 6 till 9 weekdays. Radio Hodaki.
Oh, that's late.
Listen, available on iHeartRadio.
Can I want to circle back, Paul, the question that you sort of brushed over because it was for you, which was about, were there any tricks, were there any tasks or like cheats inside of tasks that we all missed?
There's none jumping to mind. No, there must be some, but there's so many tasks. Name a task that you think might have had one.
Onions.
No. No, I don't think so. Yeah.
One of the tasks you gave was like Matt clocked the beans challenge. You just took too long to actually get around to addressing the task. But there was also one of the tie breaks that didn't get used was the one where we had to guess what word you.
Oh yes.
You had a word in your head that we had to guess, and there was a cheat to that everyone missed.
Oh
Matt again, I think.
Yeah,
I got that one.
That was a tiebreaker that didn't get used, but basically it was guess the word I'm thinking of, and yeah, Matt, you were the only person to get it, I think.
Was the word no?
The word was no, yes. So basically, I was constantly saying it because they would say spaghetti and I would say no. Lasagna, no. And is it cabbage? No. And eventually Matt said, is it no? And I said yes. And no one else got it. But sadly, there were no ties that needed breaking. But the beans task, there was also obviously a green arrow underneath, painted on the bottom of some of the cans. I just can't. I'm really struggling to think of all the tasks other than the ones we just saw.
Yeah, because you get like amnesia. As soon as the tasks are finished, you're like done. I can't remember
I
any
can't
of the
remember
shit.
anything.
Was there another grape in that caravan?
No.
Was that the only grape?
That was the only grape. Yes,
Okay.
there was just one grape outside. Yeah, we kind of thought about it, but yeah, nah.
We could have feasibly brought ourselves out earlier though, on the task if we had a full $10 to give you.
Yeah. If you tried to buy a key earlier, I definitely would have.
I just wanted to say that when David was in the caravan, there was a point where there were two grapes. You were identifying as a grape for a moment, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I genuinely. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough edit.
Can I answer a question that's been like sent to me a few times? Is that okay?
Yes.
So someone asked me. I mentioned in one of the episodes that I was quite drunk before doing a task, and that was just to clear the air there. That it was the hopscotch task, and I was already a bit drunk because the date task had come before that for me on the film, and you didn't see it in the date edit, but I scowled 3/4 of a bottle of wine while I was making the pasta. So then I got to I was like, I took the rest of the wine, and then the final task of the day was the hopscotch task, which is why I already showed up to the hopscotch task ready to party. So you didn't see it in the show, but that's why I mentioned in the studio that I was already steamed as hell.
And it was real scotch. It wasn't. I think there was apple juice, some of them, but like all the shots I took was just whiskey straight up.
I got it. Yeah, I had the same urge. Everyone I put in my mouth was hard liquor.
I was buzzing my absolute tits off.
Are they all puns? All the tasks puns?
That's what I love so much about some of them is that like I was like, this is funny. I get it. This is funny. All right. Okay.
But I'm the punchline.
Guys, and when you win an episode, someone asked, do you keep your prizes or do you give them back? I feel like it's a mixture, right?
It's a mixture.
Matt's
You
helmet,
technically are allowed to keep them because they're yours.
I asked if I could get this back.
So David won that tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was nice enough to give that
But
back.
everyone just I own it, but I'm letting you borrow it. That's the way I see it. You know.
I even remember. I think David, you won one of the ones you won. You ended up giving me the bag of feijoas because I had said in studio how much I loved feijoas.
Yeah.
You just gave it to me at the end.
And
I had feijoas in my dressing room.
We all ate just snifters on the night.
Yes, I got
did.
And they were delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will add, they were unopened, FYI.
That's a very good point. Susie Cato's glasses, I assume, David, you made sure you got those
Yeah,
back.
I got them. Yeah, I got them back. Everyone was very kind to give those back.
David, we can see your bong.
Can you? Where is it?
No.
What?
To your left.
Where?
It's on your left.
No. Only I can tell.
What? Is this one
White
here?
cookie nose light. No, put it down.
Oh no! I've been lighting sunflower seeds on fire. So
Sure.
Next to your vase, no less.
next to my vase.
From this one is for David. Was your transformation? It was kind of for David. Was the transformation transform the room? Was it actually a mistake?
Yes, I need everyone to know that was a genuine mistake. Paul, can you back me up on this?
I can back him up. It was the first time that task was done, and Jimmy, one of the camera operators, was on lights, and he was told. Well, he was told the wrong thing. He was told to switch it off when they say "Let there be dark," but.
I had no idea that it was a room renovation task. I had no idea what that was. It happened all so quickly that I was like, well, fuck, I guess this is all we got to do is do this. But it was like the second day, so I don't really even know what was going on.
You handled it very well.
You handled it so well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I remember that task particularly that was the moment where Jeremy gave me the option to be like, I was like, oh, that seems unfair. And he's like, well, do you want to give him your points? And I was like, but then later, when we were hanging out, David, you brought it up to me. You're like, oh, remember that time when you took my points? And I was like, whoa. Whoa, they were never yours to begin with.
Matt.
Oh God.
Are you
It's
really
real.
the three friends? I gave my points to Matt with the singing.
Yeah, you
You
did.
are a gem.
Two pals are real.
Two
The two
pals,
pals,
mate.
that's real love there. I with that room transfer, I was really looking forward to that because in my mind I thought I'd nailed it, but it's because
Yours
I
was
wasn't looking
frightening.
back. You know, I didn't, because I thought we had the elephant, we had the trapeze, we had Paul juggling in my one, but I was so disappointed when I saw it because nothing was happening. It was just me and a leotard on a kid swing and a paper mache elephant.
It looked like a fucked up sex party, mate. It looked like we were waiting for the others to show up and they not coming.
It shocked
Well,
me
my
the
friend-
most.
I thought Guy did really. I thought Guy was underrated for his farm. I was impressed with the farm.
Yeah, I worked pretty hard to get the farm all aligned.
It was good.
But I think I sort of did myself dirty because I like in my head just how much of a farm it was going to be versus like how much of a farm a room can become within 30 seconds in the dark. Meant that I said out loud, like when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, it's not as much of a farm as I'd hoped. And you can't, you know, you got to sell it in the room to try and communicate that confidence to the studio.
What were you going to say, Laura?
What was I going to say? Oh, no, it's just on Matt's room change task. Someone has messaged me recently being like, I was enamored with Matt's room task. I couldn't take my eyes off him.
I got so much stuff lost in my leotard that I was supposed to be bringing out and blowing. So when it came, I had my hands down my pants. It was. I blame Paul. I still blame Paul. He only juggled. He didn't. He was supposed to be juggling.
I
would have
juggled as
been
much as I
distracted
could.
too.
I juggled as much as I could. It was a tough ask.
Yeah.
Okay, what's another question? Someone send a question, please. Paul, which was the most stressful task for you in the event? In the
moment.
Okay. In the moment. The most stressful task. I was pretty stressed when David was hanging upside down. That was his first day. And so I was stressed not just because he was doing that, but because I was like, oh, there's a lot more tasks to come. Yeah. What else stressed me out?
There was one that got cut, which I remember was somewhat stressful for you, which was defend yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Let's talk about
went
that.
away.
Wow.
Who are you most scared of?
No, you guys were defending yourselves from me. So for viewers, there was a task that was protect yourself, and basically they had, I can't remember how long, maybe like 10 minutes to defend themselves against an attack, and they didn't know what the attack was going to be, and I attacked each of them in a different way, but it ended up being quite stressful for me. I think David had a knife, if I remember correctly, and I was attacking him with.
Did you attack everyone in a different way?
I did, yes.
Because you came at me out of the bush with like two foam rubber bloody things like that. Did you not do that to everyone?
I had pool noodles for you. No, I attacked David with I was throwing frozen peas.
Frozen peas!
He had defended himself with a knife, so that was pretty stressful.
I felt like Shelley Duvall in fucking Shining.
Yes.
It was so scary.
That was one I thought I was going to win because I put a helmet on and jumped in a wheelie bin, and I thought I was going to win that one, but it didn't ever turn up.
I thought I was going to win because Paul went, okay, calm down, because I was just fucking going hammer and tongs. I had a bat and a tennis racket, and he was squirting water at me with one of those power water guns, and as soon as I saw him, I attacked. I approached him, and he was backing up, shooting me with the water, going, okay, chill out. I was like, I'm going to kill you, cunt.
Yeah.
That was very scary. I kind of deleted that from my mind.
I just remember you had like a big boulder that you were rolling towards me.
Yes.
But it was like it was the first task of the day, and it was a dewy morning, like it was quite damp, and it was some sort of giant paper mache, and it had been painted grey. And as you were rolling it over the grass, the paint was leaking. You were wearing your your cream jacket, and the paint was leaking onto your hands. And I remember I was defending myself, but also in my head I was like, oh, he's going to get grey. He's going to get grey all on his sleeves. He's going to look for school.
It was very stressful. No, that was actually a mixture of the dew and just the paint hadn't dried on my giant boulder. The giant boulder took a long time to paint, and ultimately the task was one of the few that got cut.
Why did that one get cut? If you was it?
Basically just for time. Like it wasn't that it was bad. It was just that everything else was better. Yeah. You can kind of only fit 3-4 tasks in an episode.
I remember you attacked me with words. Like,
yes.
And I locked myself in the caravan and I barricaded it and I threw everything off. I put armor on myself, everything, and I hid in the caravan, and then you came and attacked me with words.
Were you ready for a verbal attack?
No.
Could you hear me? Yeah. See, you got to be.
I think I know, but you just kept being like, "Can you let me in?" And I was like, "No," because you're gonna like kill me. I was genuinely scared. That's my biggest thing, is like getting a fright. Like, I hate jump scares.
That would have been a hard one to judge. If someone that's protecting themselves from words against someone that's protecting themselves from a giant boulder and someone that's getting peas thrown at them, it'd be a hard one for the taskmaster to judge.
Absolutely.
I've seen a question come up which I think is quite good, which is what was everyone's favorite task performance by someone else?
Oh, I love that.
So many moments.
Mine was
so much.
The fly thing with David and the helium, and then the balloons just pissed off and no one knows. They could still be flying.
That was one of mine as well that came to my mind first of all. I thought there was something very beautiful about it. Like watching it, I sort of felt quite moved.
That task made me question a lot of things about myself. I'm like, I like that never even crossed my mind. I'm like, oh my God, he's just taking it next level.
I saw that and I thought I would have immediately thought you weren't allowed to do it. So I thought when that finished, it was like, what, you're allowed to get helium, you're allowed to cut out pictures. I didn't know you could do things like that. I thought if you had to fly, then you had to actually fly. I didn't realize that you could be unpractical when I saw that, but it was very, very beautiful. It was a lovely piece.
And then I did the time travel task, and
I think the next task you did.
I think it was like the next task after that one, and I was like,
one of the funniest ones was you untying all those shoelaces that no one else did. In terms of things, David, that were in the entire series. In the last one, that is how they cut that together and how that was all put together and how you did it. That was in you and as well, Paul, there was such a great piece of TV to watch.
I just remembered a really sad story from that episode that's just been, where for the film Paul task. So it ended. I can't remember whose day it was, but it ended, and then, there's a bit of downtime. Then there was a whole other task, and then there was a bit of downtime. Then there was another task, and then I was like, between tasks, I was just kind of standing up on the balcony of the Taskmaster house, and I saw a Paul dressed still in his outfit come walking out of the bushes, and no one had found him and told him that we'd finished the task. It was the guy down at the lake, and it just
the guy that Ursula went and hassled down by the dock.
Yes, and guys.
At least I didn't say he had enormous thighs. Guy.
They were muscular thighs.
Yeah. I just remember, I could see, because I remember running down there looking for Paul, and I saw this guy's silhouette from way off, and the trousers were too tight, and I was like, he's got really muscly thighs.
No, I knew by the ass it wasn't Paul, but then I thought, I'd already walked all the way down there. I'm not going to turn around. I'm going to go talk to him.
I love that you went and talked to him. Just while we're remembering performances we enjoyed, there's also something about seeing Matt in his Roman garb for that time travel task.
Yeah,
I find that really satisfying. And were you quoting Gladiator?
Yeah, I was doing Russell Crowe's speech from Gladiator.
I didn't know that at the time, and I sort of thought maybe you were ad-libbing this incredible, like, inspiring. I just found that whole sort of arrangement and the trebuchet reveal, that really struck me in a very satisfying way.
It got so little distance on the clock as well. Like the logic on that, like their logic that time when that time travel one, the way everyone did it with your Hitler one, and everyone's time travel one was so that as far as the way people did things, and Laura with the Back to the Future thing, it was like everyone's was so different, weren't they?
Yeah,
like miles different.
I reckon, Ursh, your Christmas song, I don't know what everyone else is saying about it, but I think it's a work of art, and I can see the inspiration. Tom Waits. I rewatched that so many times, and then you harassing Paul at the end. Oh, so fucking funny. That was such a good time.
I knew with every singing challenge, I wasn't gonna. There was no way that I was gonna win because I knew everyone else could sing. I knew everyone else could basically play an instrument. I was like, "There's no chance for me." And the same with the acting ones. So my goal there was just to have fun with Paul, and I didn't really give a shit about the.
It was so different. It was so different to everyone else's. So it was just such a nice contrast to see it.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that you thought that the movie one was an acting challenge. You said to me, "Oh, that one's like I couldn't act." I never thought it was an acting challenge. I thought it was a dress up challenge.
There is a great
you
question
thought that was acting tour
about
de force.
that task,
Laura
which
did an
is-
acting tour de force on that one.
Oh yeah, every music challenge Laura nailed.
Yeah.
What's your question, Paul?
When are we getting a Detective Reginald Bathgate TV series? I think we've all been wondering this question.
Original Bathgate at your service.
I don't think Martin likes you.
He's fine. He loves me.
It doesn't look it, or he hates your jacket. He's like, "What have you done with the previous cat?"
Detective Reginald Bathgate could be our next venture as the Five Friends. You could anchor the series, Matt, and we could either play crooks or allies.
That's your new children's show.
We should do it like American Horror Story, where like it's the same people are involved in a murder every week, and it's the same detective, but you're playing different people. That'd be pretty good.
I'm down. I think it's a kid show.
Okay, another question. What have we got?
What about oh no.
Has anyone else had dinner? Is it dinner yet?
How much what went into choosing your task outfits?
Not much. I had the boots, and then we worked backwards from there.
I bought 4 different outfits because it wasn't actually quite long between us knowing we were cast and us being on the show. It was a very short time period. They're like, "Hey, you're cast in the show, and it's starting in a couple of weeks." And so I know I ordered like 5 different outfits because I was like, "Oh, fuck it. No, you need to have like a Taskmaster outfit." And that's kind of how it happened. It was like the first one that arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there were more interesting things. So they ran me up and said, "What do you?" I thought they asked me, "What do I wear?" And I was like, "Oh, I just normally wear like a shirt and some jeans and some shoes." I didn't know that you chose what. I just thought they were just asking what you'd wear, like generally, as in someone asking, "What do you wear?" I was like, "Some jeans and a shirt." And they said, "Oh, what about shoes?" I said, "I know, some sneakers." Were
you just looking down while you were on the call?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
That's exactly what I was like.
That was kind of like your wardrobe on the actual studio night. Is that like we went through everyone's like because our dressing rooms were all next to each other and we'd hang out in everyone's dressing rooms. But then we went into Matt's dressing room and it was just like a wall. All your studio outfits were hanging on a hanger, and they were all just like a different shade of like blue or gray.
Yeah.
And it was like. I don't know. It was like it felt like such a surreal experience. I was like, "Well, I'm really seeing this life."
We've met the most efficient man.
David, I saw on Twitter you had a very specific character brief for your costume.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, who's got the most who's got the most versatile outfit, and it's Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z. He's got like all he's got is like just a short sleeve shirt and stubbies on. And I was like, I'm gonna be moving a lot. I can't do jandals, so I'll go with the most sturdiest shoe I know, Timberlands. And I said fake Timberlands to hopefully they'd give me the real ones, like as a because you can't just say Timberlands, but
don't say fake Timberlands.
Yeah.
You ask real Timberlands and they'll get you fake ones.
How are you meant to read between the lines that you want real Timberlands when you expressly ask for fake Timberlands?
Because I didn't know what the process was. I wanted to see.
I would have asked for a really flash suit.
We cut corners because Matt did have real Air Force Ones, but he only had one pair. That they cut corners by only buying one pair. But then he jumped into the lake, and someone had to quickly drive and buy him another pair.
But you know the funny thing is, I was wearing those very shoes. I wore the very same shoes, so I said to them, I could just wear my shoes that I wore here, which are the exact same shoes. But they were like.
I was pretty pointed in my costume choice where I knew I wanted to wear shorts and sneakers because I wanted to be athletic. I wanted to be able to feel like I could run around and move. And then I decided I wanted to have a t-shirt of Paul. I was trying to figure out, I love t-shirts, and I was trying to figure out what to get. And I was going to have a picture of myself. I was like, it'd be funny to have a picture of myself when I was younger on the t-shirt. And then I realized it'd be a lot funnier to have a picture of Paul. And like almost entirely because I just was really looking forward to the moment when I arrived, because I accessed this treasure trove of young Paul photos, and I was really looking forward to the moment of arriving on set and Paul seeing the t-shirt for the first time, because your character, or like, you're so neutral and like, you're just a very sort of efficient, time and task oriented person on the show. A lot of the time I just wanted to try and break you, and I thought arriving in a t-shirt of you in the middle of puberty would be a good way of sort of trying to elicit some sort of response right out of the gate.
It definitely rattled me, and I'm still annoyed you chose the year 10 photo over the year 9 photo, which is a significantly better photo. Well, less.
You said that to me so many times. It's so good.
There's a question for Laura. That is, Laura, did you know your Steal Your Girl task went viral on Tumblr? Wait, there's too many questions. Can you tell us how much work/time went into that task?
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. That's cool. No, that was the first task I thought of. And I came up with that one, and I emailed the producers. I didn't have anything else, but I was like, this is what I want to do. And they were like, yeah, sure. If you have the time and effort to put into that, go for it. That's literally what they responded with. And so I was like, yeah, we're going to do it. And that was the one that took the longest, because I like genuinely dated everyone's girlfriend. So like Paul, me and Sim, we went on like probably one of the best dates I've been on.
To an arcade, I believe.
We went to an arcade. We went to a restaurant. We know that we had like lots of fun, and same with like Chelsea. Like I don't know. I just really got to know these women so well. So it was just like genuinely, I was like, I feel like I've won out of this. Really, it's just
I remember Chelsea. After she kept it close to her chest, and then after the studio record, she was like, "We had a real date. Like we really bonded."
Like hard out. We went like deep.
Yeah, and then you went to a sex shop after dinner.
We did. We went after I dated Chelsea. We walked down K Road and we walked past Peaches and Cream, and I was like, oh, I need to go in there, because that's where Matt's girlfriend was.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's okay, I'll come with you. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. So we both went into Peaches and Cream together. And that was like the end of our date was, and I think the thing that Chelsea laughs at the most is that I was in there and then I saw this beautiful jewel cabinet. And I said to the shop assistant, who had been talking to the people before us, like, thank you for spending so much time in here. And me and Joel were like, okay, weird. But I said to them, I was like, what are these? And the shop assistant was just like, oh, that's just a butt plug with a jewel in it. I was like,
How did you do the research on me? Because I said to David at one point, obviously, I was like, when you were going through all the girlfriends, I was like, oh my God, who's going to come out here? Like, who's she going to bring out?
Well,
I was
here's the
relieved
thing.
when it was a sex doll. I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, what?
I know.
What's going to happen here?
Obviously,
It's going to be a total disaster.
I know the mother of your children quite well. You know,
Yeah.
and I know her sister because she's been my makeup artist for a long time. So I knew about them, and I was like, I'm just gonna assume you're single.
Oh, that's good.
And whether you are or not, it is what it is.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. But no, that was good.
That was
Did you win
like
that one?
yeah. You must have won that.
Did you?
I
win
think
that
I
one?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
That was like of every prize task, not just in our season, but that I've seen in Taskmaster, in terms of like self-contained escalation of the joke and execution. That was we're talking about performance in a task. I didn't really think of studio tasks, but that was like extraordinary. That was immediately going to be the best prize task, and that was. I can't actually remember what other tasks from the episode, but shit, that was funny.
It felt like a thriller the whole time. Like it was. That was one of those moments where you're just like, I'm actually experiencing this show. This isn't like a comedy show where we're trying to get gags out. You're surprising us, and I'm having the time of my life.
What? Sorry, what task was that?
Steal your girlfriend.
Steal your girl. Best stolen
right.
item.
Yes.
Best stolen. I was very close, Ursh, to coming and stealing your cat. I was like, I stole your pussy. I don't know, because I was there, Ursh and I did an episode of 7 Days together, and you came and you were quite like flustered, and it's like your indoor cat had gotten out and you had lost it.
Yeah.
And I felt like genuinely like this, because the same things happened to me before, and I felt like just so stressed. But then I was going to use that as a bit of a callback, and then I was like, you know what? That's absolutely not worth it.
Yeah, because the cat was still gone till halfway through the record, and then I found her. I had friends looking for her. It was stressful.
I think you actually put like a thing on your public page. You put your number
which I
out there.
never
You were
do.
like-
I never put anything private on any socials ever.
And
But
had
when
been
the
out there,
cat went missing, I'm like, fuck that. Here we go.
you were like, call me if you see it. And she was out there in public.
Here's my
and her
address.
number-
Here's my phone number.
Her number had been out there for like, I want to say 5 minutes max, and she already had 20,000 replies on the post.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're dealing with a different category of person here.
A few people have wondered. I feel this is a fine question to ask. Anyone you guys would like to see if we get a season 3? Any people you would like to see on
Hailey
season
Sproul.
3? Okay.
John Carr.
John Carr, Hailey Sproul,
Chris Parker.
Chris Parker.
Ben McGugan or Ray O'Leary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to throw Eli Mathewson into the mix. And I'm also going to throw Kuda Forrester out there.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Matt,
Donna-
very quiet.
Oh, I'm just trying to think. Jason Hoyt would be good on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, who's funny?
He'd
replaced you.
He'd be horrific at everything.
Would he,
John
would he,
Campbell. John Campbell would be fucking
would he
amazing.
play a similar character to you, Matt?
He might be actually. He might. But he's. I don't know. If it's anything the way he plays cricket, then it would be very slow. Slow run rate. Slow run rate.
Reese Mathewson and Justine Smith.
Yep. Donna Brooke Banks, Paul Douglas. Would love
Hillary
to see
Barrett.
There's
I like Hillary Barrett.
a very deep well of
Paul.
New Zealand comics. I would love to see Paul Williams compete.
Jeremey Wels.
Yes.
Sam Smith. Joseph Moore.
It's sort of like it is. The thing about it is, I hope so badly it gets another season, because it is the best job you could, and like outside of doing stand up, which is my favorite thing to do, and I'm sure we've all got our respective passions. Like doing Taskmaster is the best job you could get in New Zealand comedy right now. It is such a delight, and it is you like the whole premise of it is that you can't prep. And that is such a gift to a comedian. Like, you just have to show up and do your best.
Yeah.
The hard work's done by the people that come up with
Absolutely.
the tasks and do the writing and the art department. My God, that amount of work, the amount of setup and work and effort and stuff behind the scenes, that you just feel so privileged when you walk down there. There's all these cameras. Someone set this up for you to just fuck it up. It's like, it's amazing.
And
so
that's
why it works so well, isn't it? It's the genius before you even get there.
And half the people in production got really sick by touching duck shit. This past. Their assholes exploded. It was flawed. I didn't even know you could get that sick, but yeah, they were probably, like.
And also, how much effort they all make it to be everything to be a surprise. I loved that. Like, they were like, "Can you please not peek at this?" It's like, of course not. I want that. I want to be surprised by this. I want to have the time.
Yeah, that's right. Leading around with your eyes closed, holding your hands, come through here. So I'm not look.
Yeah,
I just saw a comment come through saying best editors in TV, and it's like, that's so true. The magic of between the task writing and how hard everyone in production has to work on the days to like the edits. Some of the comedy beats in the edits are just like, hopefully if we've done our job, we've provided them with enough funny stuff that the show's going to be funny regardless. But the way that they pace it and the pairings of, contestants and stuff, some of those edits were just too good.
It gave me anxiety the whole time thinking about how much footage that would have had to be dealt with all those cameras and how long the tasks were and how many people there. I was just like, this avalanche.
That's one of the things that gets you like a little bit, as I was like, fuck, man, we were performing for so long. And you see like a minute of that at the end. And I was like, wow, really didn't need to do all that.
The amount of interaction that we have with you, Paul, where it's like, or even just, outlining your process, articulating what you're thinking of doing out loud because there are cameras on you. And also you inevitably feel self-conscious when you're being filmed because you're like, the crew have seen 4 versions of this already.
Yeah.
And you feel the pressure because they're not trying not to laugh, but they're not like, they're not laughing. And so you're sort of going through it. And so you're sort of talking to Paul to try and get Paul to laugh and rope him into it. And you spend so much time thinking about a bunch of stuff which just never even gets close to the era of civilization.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. Your relationship with Paul is quite a weird thing, isn't it? Because you guys knew Paul, I didn't know him at all, and so I met him the first day we were shooting, and then spent all that time with him, and became like, I felt like I became really close with this guy because we were just doing stuff together. It's a really bizarre relationship, and then it didn't really strike me that he was spending all that time with you guys as well. I was like, I thought it was a very special, just me and Paul situation. And then watching it, it's like, oh, we all had a Paul thing.
Yeah. So I never thought, like, Guy, what you said, thinking about the Crow, that they have seen 4 other people do it. That never crossed my mind. I'm like, it was just me and them. I was just in this little bubble of me and them. It never crossed my mind that you guys had done the exact same thing.
Sorry, carry on.
No, you go, David.
I was just going to quickly say, I thought all of you guys were doing so much better the whole time. I thought you guys were all on a different level the whole time.
Every time I show up on set, my question to the producers were always, is David still alive? I was
a lot of us were like that, eh?
Yeah. I was like, David's going to die.
Hard.
Actually, someone asked if we were all friends before this. And I think...
poor Matt. He's puttering out.
He's tired.
Breakfast radio host just to go to sleep soon. But sorry, you were saying? Before
I said a few people had asked whether we were friends before this. And this specific group of 5, not necessarily, but we have become very good friends. I'd say we all knew each other.
Yeah.
Guy, I've probably known you the longest out of everyone. We've been in the improv group, and then David, you joined that same group recently, and then I've also known Urzila through the comedy circuit, and then Matt, you've been an enigma, and you were like my most favorite person to meet, I think, because I didn't know you, and you're so funny. I already knew everyone else was funny, like
I was surprised at the mix. I remember like when getting told who the mix was, I was like, wow, that is not a group of people I would have ever put together. Sorry, carry on.
No, I totally agree with you, is what I was going to say. I remember because I didn't want to know who it was until the last possible moment. I remember arriving on set and you've got your Taskmaster lockers and reading their names, and you just had the first name. So I was like, I got all of you first guess. Urzila, you were the easiest. I think you're the only Urzila working in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes,
But and I remember thinking like, wow, I would never have thought to cast the 5 of us as a season, and I could not have projected or forecast the alchemy that we had, like how different we would all be, and then how the studio was just the cherry on top of the whole experience. Like that was just so much fun.
That was
so
amazing. I
lovely.
love the studio. That
I remember thinking on Monday night, oh no, this is really fun. It's almost over, and that was like after the shoot of that was after the first record. I was like, oh no, it's already over. We still had 9 to go, and I was like, I'm loving doing this. It's nearly done.
Yeah.
I think even like Urs, like I feel like I've known you for a while, but I haven't like known you, and it was doing this that I was like, fuck, she's a good bitch. I'm like, this is someone that would like have your back if you were in a fight. She's gonna go.
and you're a great kisser, if that's what we're talking about. So are you, David.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Actually, I was really blown away by how soft your beard is. Like I've never, as an adult, kissed anyone with a beard, only as a child. And no, when you kiss your uncles and that. But yeah, I was amazed. It's really soft.
Thank you.
I liked it, not in a sexy way, just in a
Question just come in. What are you all going to be doing after Taskmaster?
Crying.
Heaps of other shit. I've got a Q&A with the people from Masked Singer tomorrow. If you guys want to go on that, I'll share the link.
Yeah, we'll jump in.
No, Masked Singer starts in 5 days in Australia.
Oh, that's fantastic
that.
news.
We're just going to be in lockdown.
Yeah, it's hard to say because we are in lockdown and we don't know what the rollout of us getting out of our houses and what we'll be able to do afterwards is going to be.
Yeah, I've got. No, I should. Yeah, no, I can't.
Oh, they want Lincoln find class stories.
This is kind of an interesting question. Are you guys fans? Like, who here had seen Taskmaster before coming on Taskmaster?
Yeah.
A little bit. So Matt, Matt decided, he said earlier, not to watch any, to kind of come in with a complete blank canvas.
Yeah, because I tuned into the first episode of the last season briefly, but I work with Jeremy 4 hours a day, so I don't at night. I love the man, but I don't want to sit and watch him anymore. Generally, we spend so much of our lives together, so that sort of. No offense to, I know that's a terrible thing to say. Also, it's very late at night for a breakfast radio host. So
it is, yeah.
And so I hadn't really, and also it's one of those things everyone talked about Taskmaster so much. I felt like I'd missed the boat. Like with the UK one, just so many people to talk to me about it. I just had a mental block about jumping in, like series 7.
So you
must,
you must have had no idea what the fuck was going on with Brainstorm then.
Well, no, because people said that's when people first telling me about Taskmaster. Like, this is a Taskmaster style show, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, what's
you didn't think to watch it then?
No, didn't think to watch it then. What about that show as well?
I had people come up to me and be like before Taskmaster, they were like, you should check out the show Taskmaster. It's quite similar to your style of comedy. And I watched I saw the Joe Wilkinson potato throw, and I was like, oh, that looks really fun. That was really fun. But then it never really crossed my mind to watch it. But then after finding out I got it, then I binged it. Paul Chowdhury's my favorite.
Yeah.
Paul Chowdhury's so funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's my favorite, I reckon.
I think.
What about you guys?
I watched it a lot. Like, I love it. Obviously season 7 is like. And season 7 is the most where like I was kind of hoping I'd get to do this with Guy particularly because I thought Guy would be like specific. That I was like, you'll be great at the show, and it's probably got the most similar vibe to like maybe like a James Acaster type. And it's kind of like turned out to be like just absolutely the dream cast. I was like, I couldn't believe like how good it was doing this season with everyone because you can like be excited about doing the show, but the show is quite stressful in itself. But the people you get to do it with, I just didn't expect that we would have such a good time, together.
Kevin and Co really picked it out well.
Yeah. It was really lovely.
I was
the crew was awesome fun as well. They were such an everyone was
amazing.
freaking
There was a
amazing to hang out with.
Positive vibe, like Tom Furness, like he was like our little, and he would always like laugh at things you did, which was like something that really helped. Because even though you're not allowed to know things, he'd still be like, "That was funny." You're like, "Great." I don't know if it was good or bad, but at least great. And same with like Izzy, she was amazing. She was like your morale up.
Yeah, I tried to employ her after the show. I'm like, come work for me. She was so good.
Hey,
Matt.
I was just going to say I might go to bed, but maybe I'll listen to this last question and then I'll go to bed.
The question was just kind of for Guy and David. A few people have asked about the Abraham Lincoln, how you shopped at the same store.
Coincidentally.
Look sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'd been out for lunch together. We were in Wellington for the comedy festival, so we were living in Wellington for the week, and we were staying at opposite ends of the city. So you were in Mount Vic, I think. David, and I was staying in Brooklyn, and we'd had lunch somewhere on I think Ghuznee Street, which is sort of like the middle point.
Yeah,
finished lunch
Romeo's.
Yeah, we had really good sandwiches, and then we said see you later. Went our opposite ways, and it would have been about I would have walked about 400 or 500 meters up the road from there, and then the phone went off, and I knew that David's phone went off, and I was like, fuck. So I was looking up desperately nearest costume shop, and the nearest one was Look Sharp. And so I thought, okay, like you sort of panicking. Was okay. So I ran like I run for, I enjoy running, but I was just in, my regular clothes. I was really looking forward to going home to have a nap because I had my show that night and I was so tired. But I ran like I was on a run in full clothes. It was like 1.5 to 2 Ks, and then got in there so sweaty, sort of like asked a woman to help me put this costume together. Got the costume, like stripped down outside of the shop in the car park, put it on, got on the call. Laura was there and had been there for an age before I got on. And then I saw when David joined the call, because I'd just been looking at the phone, I knew immediately he was in there, and I immediately knew he was going to get exactly the same costume, because how many times do you have 2 sweaty guys run into your shop and ask you if you've got anything that resembles an Abraham Lincoln costume? And then David's card declined, and I was like, I should go in and help him out. And I thought, no, I'll wait. And then I tried to frame it so that when David came out, he'd be in the background of frame, because I thought that would be the funniest possible outcome. And then David, I don't know if it was in the edit, but David's hat blew off in the wind, and he was like bending over to try and pick up his hat.
I think that was probably one of the most magical moments, because it was like the first time all 5 of us had seen each other.
Yeah,
we had this before the studio or anything, and it was like this great task that you guys had come up with, where it was like, oh, we all get to go on a Zoom and be there. Granted, I nearly left because I'd been there for so long.
I nearly didn't show up. I text back because I was on tour. I was in Newcastle, New South Wales. And when the text came through, and I was like, fuck. And I looked up, there's no costume shops. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do. Like, I have nothing. I'm on a comedy tour. And then I went back to the hotel, and I thought, I can't just not show up. So I just got a towel and put it over my head, and I was dead over.
Genius.
It was genius.
So funny.
Also, somehow, not even close to the worst costume.
I know. Matt came up and saved the day.
With almost an hour to prepare something, Matt Heath jumped on the phone with a fucking road cone on his head.
No, but that's the thing.
I'd carried that phone around, but I'd carried that phone around for the whole time, but I hadn't. It was on silent. So I didn't even say. I just decided to check it when I was walking back. I'd been out for this long lunch with some friends down at the viaduct, and I was just looking. I go, "Oh my god, it's happened!" And then I thought, "Oh my god, this is so long ago. I might as well just try."
Funny.
And then I was trying to get across onto my phone the number for the Zoom like this, and then I was like, I hadn't even thought about the costume. I was like, I've just got to get this on. It's like, oh, road cone, and put that on. And I was just stoked that you guys were still there. I couldn't believe it. I thought after carrying this round, it was a real victory that you guys were just still there.
That was, I thought that task edited down so well. And it was the most frustrating task, because the phones were, like, we had to have the phones for over like a month, almost 2.
Yeah.
I took the phone, like, I would take the phone out on runs with me. Yeah. And then I remember after like a month and a half, we got an email from the producers being like, hey, just so you know, for whatever reason, you don't need the phones for a little bit. And it was after like 6 weeks of carrying the phone around, and I was like,
Yeah,
fuck.
that was my bad. Because on the day that I was supposed to get my phone, I broke my collarbone that day on the task. So then I didn't get my phone. So I only had the phone for 2 days, and then the task came through. Whereas you poor bastards had it for like months.
Right, so I didn't have it, and I went to Wellington for the comedy festival, and it was inside of the grace period of being like, you don't need the phone. And I thought it was so good. And then the first or second day we got to Wellington, they were like, if you got the phone, you better have the phone. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've had this phone for so long, and now I don't have it with your permission. And then they couriered me a new phone.
Amazing.
So that was
so the same with me.
That's unfair because that's a heads up to you that you're going to get a call, whereas I was in the dark. Just I thought the whole phone thing was.
They gave me the phone. I got the phone that day, and then the next morning I went on my tour to Australia, and then they go. So I get a text on my New Zealand phone, and they go, "Do you have your phone with you?" I go, "Yeah." They go, "Well, there's obviously no roaming on that. It's just a pay as you go or something." So it took them like all day to try and get that phone. With the Australian, they go, "Try it now, try it now." They kept trying to ring me, and then eventually, when they nailed it, that's when immediately I got a text to say, "Now we're going on this thing with fucking Abe Lincoln," and I went, "Oh, you went through all of that shit. There's no costume shops. I can't do this."
I never had a show, but I got convinced that they were gonna like ring us on set. That's where I got in my head. So then I sort of took the foot off the gas. I was like, I've solved this. I just have to have it on the day. And so anyway. But as per usual, when you think you've worked it out, you haven't.
No.
Totally.
Matt, you need to get to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, great to see you guys again. Hopefully, to see everyone again one day. And it was really, really freaking awesome.
Talk to you on the group chat.
Better. And thanks,
guys, it's been so nice. You guys,
love you guys.
Yeah,
absolutely been the
love
best thing we've ever done.
Bring on the Five Friends TV show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Keep
Wait, hold up. Wait there for 1 second, Matt. I just got to change the banner. Hold up. Where is it? Wait. Oh yeah, show. That's it. Hashtag Five Friends the TV show.
Yeah. Hopefully, in development.
In development.
All right, everyone. It's been real.
All right, guys.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
Love you all.
I miss you guys so much.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
But how do I leave this?
I'll just end the stream. Bye, guy.
Bye.